What up, Brian McClay? First guest of the day is done. Let me show you the studio. It is very small. Ads baby, ads baby. Old school, original Bogcast drop. It is very small. Shout out Within the Ruins, greatest band. Stephen Wright, greatest comedian before Ari Shaffir. You ready? Ads baby, Far, greatest band. It is very small. Joey Diaz, Uncle Joey. Don Rizze, R.I.P. R.I.P. Emery. It is very small. Fabius, Gertie, chillin'. It is very small. Ads baby, ads baby.
Summertime's coming up, and you know what that means.
A stinkier ballsack is on the way.
And if you're like McClay, not only do they stink, but you probably have been growing them out since November. But they deserve better.
And we're here to help.
The Performance Package 4.0 has arrived, and oh man, is it a game changer. Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. You get the Weed Whacker Airy Nose Trimmer, the Crop Reviver Ball Deodorant, the Crop Preserver, boxers. You even get a traveling bag.
So get 20% off and free shipping with promo code BODCAST at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with promo code BODCAST. Trust me, your balls will thank you.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
First-time
Caller.
First-time caller.
After downloading the free Discord app, use the invite link in the description or scan this QR code with your phone to be taken to the Beyond Wednesdays Discord server.
First-time listener, long-time caller.
There you will see the Modern Comic Mayhem category on the left with the call-in waiting room. Join that call-in waiting room, set up your camera and your mic, and have your questions ready.
Call me now!
Just one hit, and I gotta go.
You asshole.
The following program deals with a controversial
subject.
The theories expressed are not the only possible interpretation.
The viewer is invited to make a judgment based on all available information.
What up, everybody? Welcome to another Saturday night. That means another Modern Comic Mayhem. And I love the chat before the show. So for all of you guys that don't know, I started doing the extra length in the beginning just to give people some time to show up. Usually people don't start showing up until, about 10, 15, 20 minutes into the show. So, and I know a lot of people are wondering, like, well, the intro's getting so long. So I got an idea for you guys. And how this is going to work out, we'll see how it's going to work out, but it's an idea. I'm contemplating starting the show earlier in the day, right? Maybe an hour earlier or something. I'm gonna talk to everybody and see how they feel about that. That way the show starts earlier, but just the intros give people a time to show up for the live stuff, and then I'm gonna start pulling that intro out and after the live show, and then just editing that long intro out for everybody that catches it on the rewind, or at least put in chapters for you guys. So we'll figure out how it works. It's interesting figuring out this YouTube game and how everything plays out. So, but what up, Nate? How you doing, brother?
I'm good. I have not been to the dentist, and I'm always the anti-dentite. So I'm hoping that now the Seinfeld reference falls at you.
Yeah.
I don't know how many teeth you have left, but they look good in the front. I just don't know if there's anything in the back.
Bro, I am hurting. I didn't think so. I was hurting for about a month. They couldn't get me into the dentist. Shout out to our residential dentist here at Beyond Wednesdays, Doc Joe. So they couldn't get me. I went to my regular dentist, and they're like, "We'd love to pull it out, but we can't because the roots on that tooth are too long and they go into your sinuses, and we're worried if we pull it out, it will cause issues. So you need to go to a oral surgeon to have it done." So I call up the oral surgeon. They're like, "Yeah, we can't get you until," I think it was like March, and they're like, "We can't get you in until April 17th." And I'm like, "Oh my God." So I dealt with that, and that pain was rough, right? When you have a bad tooth that hurts that bad, oh my God, it's killing you. But man, this, after getting it pulled in the dry socket and stuff, oh dude, if for anybody out there, here's another thing. If you ever get your wisdom teeth pulled or an adult back molar, do not smoke. Do not cause any type of suction or anything, because you will get dry socket, and that shit hurts, man. That shit hurts. So I'm going through it right now. Today was a rough day. The best way to get through the pain is just to figure out a way to sleep through it, I think. So 50 live at the beginning of the show. That's what I'm talking about. That's why we do the long intros, you guys. So again, I appreciate everybody that hangs out with us. I hope that the good music that you guys get to listen to makes the intros not as long. If you guys enjoy the music that you hear on Beyond Wednesdays, check out the Spotify playlist. There is a link to the playlist below in the description. Every song that we put on the channel is on that playlist, and we'll be adding new stuff to it all the time. So, edibles. AOA says edibles. Yes, I have been taking a ton of edibles, but here's the problem. I ran out last night.
Well, I was going to ask what painkillers you got. I was going to ask if you got Percocet, or like, what did they give you?
So here's the other thing, and this is the problem about being a former addict. You don't take pain medication, so it makes it even worse.
Oh, no, that's different level.
Yeah, and when the dentist goes, "Okay, we're going to give you this, this, and this," and it's like a concoction of like, if I was back in the day, I would have been excited. But now I'm like, nah, I can't take them. He's like, and then in the instant looks at you and goes, huh? Like, what? What do you mean? Like, how many people turn down medication like that? Like, it doesn't happen very often. So, yeah, man, it's been ibuprofen, Rick Simpson oil, and lots of ice packs. So
it's funny how it hits different people different ways. So there was a guy I grew up with when I lived in Charlotte. We graduated. So we grew up together. Graduate high school, lived together, and he was one of those kids that was in high school benching like 350 pounds, just like a real big tough guy, and I weighed like 100 pounds, and half of it was my mouth. And he got his wisdom teeth taken out after we graduated, and he was like, "Man, this stuff hurts so badly." I'm like, I was back at work the next day, and it didn't affect me at all. And so like 3-4 days in, he goes back to the dentist, and I had told him, I was like, "Man, you just need to toughen up and stop being such a pussy." He goes to the dentist. He comes home, and I was like, "What did the dentist say?" He does, "Pretty much the same advice you gave me." I was like, "What?" He does, "Stop being such a pussy."
Yeah. Shout out to Brad. I did see that last night, Brad. I apologize. We were rocking and rolling on Bogcast, and I didn't get a chance to answer it. But yeah, RSO is a miracle goo. I agree. It is the miracle goo. So Marcia says, I had all 4. I looked like Kirby. Yeah, I couldn't imagine. I love those videos. There's a really funny video. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can find it to play it. There we go. After teeth surgery. So those are those famous ones where like the kids wake up, and there's a really famous one, probably the most famous one. It's called David Wakes Up After Surgery, and this guy ended up taking a video of his son after his son had oral surgery, and his son was coming out of it, and this stuff is hilarious. Let me go ahead and show you guys. All right, so David After the Dentist is what this is called.
Surgery.
Yeah, I know. How did it go?
I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
I feel fine.
Kind of felt good, didn't it?
Is this real life?
Yeah, this is real life.
Okay, now I have 2 fingers.
Good.
4 fingers.
I'm gonna bring
4
in James
fingers?
after this video.
No, don't put that in. Don't put it in your mouth. Okay.
I love this part.
You feel good?
I can't see anything.
Yes, you can. Stay in your seat.
I don't feel tired.
You don't? No?
Do I have stitches?
Uh-huh.
Do I have stitches?
Yes.
On my teeth?
Yeah, don't touch it. Don't.
Why can't I touch it?
Because it'll mess up the stitches.
You have 4 eyes.
Yeah.
I feel funny. Why is this happening to me?
It's okay, bud. It's just from the medicine. Okay?
Is this going to be forever?
No.
Is this gonna be forever?
This kid's great.
Oh,
that's awesome.
We got Hive in the house. Where'd they go? They came in, they came out, they left.
I don't know.
go.
I'm still waiting for my call back from James.
I know.
He told me I wouldn't call him. I called him the other day. I'll call you back after dinner. That dinner on Thursday night went a long time.
He's starting to sound like me, man. Jesus. Yeah, man. That's a very interesting thing. We went through a couple of really good ones on the Bogcast, so make sure you guys go check out the Bogcast. For any of you guys, oh, hold on, here we go. Here we go.
There he is. Look at this guy.
What's up?
Where you at, brother? You at
Boston.
Oh, look at that. You're together at a con. How's it going?
Right?
What up, John?
It's going.
What up, man?
I thought your wife was way more attractive than that.
Yeah, well, you know,
It is what it is.
Yeah.
The Northeast does all kinds of things to people.
Yeah.
How was the day?
It was all right.
Yeah.
A little slow.
Yeah.
It's an interesting con. So
South Carolina Comic Con. No, wait, not South Carolina. It's
Boston.
Boston. Yeah.
Boston. Yeah, Boston. Yeah. What do you mean interesting? Like small?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good artists at the show, though.
Like who?
So, Fabry, Hughes, Lobos.
Oh, nice.
Cal. Yeah.
Wow. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Any interesting insights from the con after day one?
No.
Yeah.
People aren't artists are making a lot of money. Retailers, it's a little weak on the retail end, but artists are doing really well. Yeah, I know a couple of the artists I talked to today they were really happy with how things were going. So
interesting.
It's an art show. People came for the artists, I think, more than they came to buy stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
That sounds about right. Well, it's kind of interesting. The Hive boys don't get to go to cons together very often anymore, so it's nice to see you guys out there at the same con.
Yeah, it's been fun. We went and walked around Boston on Friday, like all day, and then we went to the Museum of Fine Art. I ran into Fabry was there, Mac was there. Yeah, it was a good time.
That is cool. Oh yeah, man. I've never been to Boston. I've never been to the East Coast, dude. I need to get my ass out to the East Coast.
Boston's great. It doesn't take you long to get from one side to the other because it's so small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you say?
Yeah. We went and saw. So the Museum of Fine Art had that Hokusai, that artist that did the wave in the 1700s. You know, that famous wave painting. So they had that on display, and then a bunch of his other work, and then a bunch of work from his like students, people that taught underneath him. It was really, really cool. There was even a Warhol, like I guess Andy Warhol did his own rendition of it years ago. So they had that on display too. It was pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, I'm just now realizing that Marsha is Hartman. So make sure you guys go check out Hartman, aka Cartier West, aka Hartman Cards. He's doing some cool stuff. We'll key in on him here in a little bit. Tonight's show is probably going to be quick, you guys, nice and easy. But we've got some fun stuff to go over. Did you guys see the Heritage Comics sale? Are
you going to talk about the Nintendo magazine?
Yes. Yeah. So it wasn't a comic sale. I apologize. It was a video game sale. So for those of you guys that don't know, video games, Heritage does these great video game sale. I'm going to try and get Vinny to come hang out on Wednesday to talk about it. Of course, you guys know our boy Vinny is just really, really keyed in on the video game stuff. But so they had this sale. Here we go. April 20th through the 22nd. And
is this the sample copy or the poster inside?
Bro, this is the regular copy.
See, I know it was a 9.8, but that's what I thought. I thought it was a regular, not the good one.
All right, so here we go. Look at this.
A bad one, but
a duck hunt sold for $120,000. A Wada 9.6 sealed with the matte sticker. It's the first production version of Duck Hunt. $120,000, you guys. Oh, shit. That's crazy, but not as crazy as that. That's wild. 9.8 of Nintendo Power, #1. Not even the sample copy. It's the regular copy. Sold for $108,000.
Do you know how many of these are on the census?
1. That's why. We were trying to figure this out last night because it says newsstand edition, and I can't figure out for the life of me what's the difference between a newsstand and a direct edition of Nintendo Power. The only thing I can think of is that CGC puts newsstand edition on the regular edition and then direct edition or sample edition on the sample copy. Because other than that, I can't figure it out. But here's the crazy thing. Look at this, you guys. I'm going to show you guys this. Look at the scratching on this thing. And the color rub.
Wow.
Yeah, you can see it. I mean, if this is
this got a 9.8.
And
wow.
This got a 9.8, yeah. So I don't know what to think about this, or you guys can see more color up there. The scratching.
That huge scratch right there.
I'm thinking that's got to be the case, but I don't know.
It's got to be the case as well.
I don't know, but you can see all the color rub on this. I mean, there's some more.
I was going to say, even if some of that stuff's on the case, it's not all on the case.
No, it's not all on the case. So there's some more there. But you can see here that if this gets a 9.8, here's some more color rub right here. I gotta send mine in, man. If this is gonna get a 9.8, I definitely have one that can get 9.4, 9.6. So the question is, if a 9.8 sells for $108,000, what does a 9.0, a 9.4, 9.6? What does that price go up to now?
I would say a 9.6.
I just want to know if the person who sent this in is related to the grader, because I don't see how that gets a 9.8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
They bribed them like we do. That's how we get so many 9.9s. Everyone always asks us. We slide 5 extra bucks in there, and magic happens.
Yeah, on each book. It says
hide it underneath the front cover.
Here's a Super Mario Brothers. This is an 8.0. This is the hang tab version, which is the mid-production run, sold for just under 100,000, 96,000. By the way, you guys, you're looking at these prices. You know what this instantly makes me think of? This instantly makes me think of Nerdy Girl and her freaking video games that she has, her and her husband have got to be just outrageously. I mean, could you imagine having all those and then you see one sell for $100,000? Like, holy cow.
Yeah.
This is one of my. Look how good that looks.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that looks good. CGC's video game grading cases look amazing, and Super Mario World on Super Nintendo is one of the greatest Mario games ever, and how it has that side, how it's on the side instead of high, vertical like that. It just looks so damn good. This sold for $43,000. So you can see some of the Halo. Look at this Halo 3. A Halo 3 sold for $36,000. I hear Jonathan go, what?
Yeah.
This is cool. Here's Legend of Zelda. Mid-production run. This is a WATA 9.2. It only sold for $33,000. And that feels low to me, but I could be wrong. Here's another one for $28,000. Gyromite, the worst Nintendo game ever produced. Sold for $27,000. So Donkey Kong, $23,000 for. Oh, this is cool. Check this out. A sealed World of Warcraft collector's edition from the first World of Warcraft, $21,600. That's badass, dude. Look how cool that looks. It'd look cooler in a CGC graded thing. But Pokemon, $19,000. Castlevania, $18,000. This is my favorite game. I wish I owned one of these. This is a sealed Link to the Past, sold for $18,000. Tecmo Bowl sold for $18,000. Ocarina of Time sold for $18,000. So you guys can see the sales on these video games are still super strong. I imagine a lot of these.
Was that the first Madden?
Yep. Right there. For Genesis. $15,000.
Yep.
Jesus. So I thought this was pretty interesting. We're going to probably get more deep into it when we get Vinny on, because he knows all the intricacies of some of these crazy sales. Street Fighter 2 from Super Nintendo went for almost $11,000. There's another Gyromite. So we'll get really into it, but $108,000 on the Nintendo Power is just amazing to me. And it makes me think of what we're going to start seeing on some of these other sales. Is this going to stay a record? Being the only 9.8, I imagine that more will start showing up once this sees this. Wookie Fodder makes a comment: this market is all fake, and that's a great comment, and we should probably hit on this. About a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, little less than 2 years ago, Carl Jobst came out with his famous YouTube video talking about heritage and WATA and doing this weird pump and dump thing with video game sales. And he ended up doing a response video on it and hitting it up again. We're going to have to keep an eye on this, but I would say it feels like market manipulation if it happens once, maybe twice. But these auctions keep on happening and the sales keep on coming. So I don't know if I don't feel like this is market manipulation at this point on the majority of it. Maybe a couple things, but I don't know. We'll have to find out. I that's something we'll definitely ask Vinny. But what do you guys think? You guys think they're still pulling off market manipulation in the video game market?
I mean, I can see people trying to help bump things up, but I mean, like for that 9.8, what would you guys? Would you want the magazine, or would you want like 4 or 5 of the games? Like, I'd rather have the games. Like, 'cause if I can get Tecmo Bowl and a version of Zelda and Mario Bros, like I'd much rather have those games than the magazine.
Yeah.
Jonathan says it's money.
It's money laundering. Listen.
Yep.
I think all auctions probably have a little bit of money laundering happening.
A little bit, yeah.
I used to think about that when going to card shows, and these guys have the Tom Brady's and they'll have stacks of them, and they won't take anything less than like 40 grand or 30 grand, and they want straight cash. Buddy of mine, we were just like, there's got to be something where people are laundering money, because just the amount of money on these cards, and they won't take anything less, but everything's cash related. I'm like, there's something there.
It's hard to smuggle $100,000. It's easy to smuggle a magazine or a video game.
Yeah.
These are some interesting comments. People talking about how it's a lot of people basically buying their stuff back, and it kind of feels like the early whatnot kind of went through that, where everybody was saying it was just people smelling their own farts and dealers, buying each other's books back from each other, that type of thing. So I don't know. It could be that. We'll see. Who knows? We'll keep an eye on it, like I said, but I don't know. I think that stuff is pretty amazing when you see the values of a Nintendo Power for 108 grand.
I mean, I see those prices, and the first thing I think about is like, where do I get a copy of like the original Minecraft, or the stuff that's big now that down the road would hopefully be something along those lines.
Yep. Minecraft, Fortnite.
Fortnite.
Yeah. What are you playing, James? You play Call of Duty?
Call of Duty.
So, and the first, I've already looked that up. The first Call of Duty, it's like $600 for a sealed one.
Yeah.
Was it PS2, James? Like the first Call of Duty, was that like back in like 2005, something like that?
Yeah, I think so. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Because I remember playing Medal of Honor before Call of Duty came out. And you had the Medal of Honor, which was the European front, and then they did the second one, which was Pearl Harbor. And then I remember Call of Duty, I think, coming out after that.
Yeah.
I see people talking about how they do it a lot with high
Grand
art.
Theft Auto.
Yeah. Grand Theft Auto is another good one. Yeah.
That's a smart one.
Yeah. Did you guys see this? This is kind of interesting. Marvel is bringing back the Marvel value stamp with its new 84th anniversary Marvel Age 1000 one shot. So this is pretty interesting. We'll see how this plays out, but
it's a cool idea.
Yeah, it says here this special. So here's the cover. I always thought it was a good idea to try and bring that back, just to spark the collecting thing in our brains, right? That's what they've done with variants, and we'll get into that in a second. But it says here, this special will also see the surprise return of the Marvel Comics value stamp. It's a callback to one of Stan Lee's most famous promotional campaigns. In 1974, Marvel printed 100 stamps, each featuring different characters on the letters pages of their comics. The idea was that readers could cut out the stamps, stick them in a booklet, and then redeem them for exclusive discounts and merchandise. Who or what will feature on the stamps this time around remains unclear. And I never knew that you could redeem your Marvel value stamps back in the day. Did you guys know that? I never knew that.
Yeah, they had like Marvel jackets and all sorts of cool stuff.
Wow, dude.
Did they say anything if they would be able to redeem them this time? Because like it'd be really nice if they actually had something that you could redeem it for and make people like. I think if you're talking about the collecting or the value, some people leave them in, and some people actually take them out and get whatever you could get with it. I think that'd be good interest. That would kind of spark the hobby a little bit.
It would be really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Here's all the stamps. If you guys have never seen all the stamps, this is what they look like. I've seen the little binders that they sold back in the day. Every once in a while, you'll see one of those binders sell, or the little booklets sell for a decent amount, but this is why you have to be careful buying those old books, those Marvel Value Stamp era books. Make sure that your stamp is in there. Iron Fist. That doesn't look like Iron Fist. That looks like who's the bad guy that looks like Iron Fist? A lot of these colors are very interesting. So, would you guys, that's another thing. I might be on the lookout for like a full binder of all the value stamps. That might be something to be on the lookout for.
Look at that Ghost Rider. It's great.
Yeah, the Ghost Rider does look good. Look at that. You know what? We should make T-shirts with Marvel value stamps on them. I'm surprised Marvel hasn't done that.
I'm surprised they haven't done like exclusives or variants like a month where they do the characters of the Marvel stamp on the covers.
Yeah, or I'm surprised that they haven't done something special for like, oh, that's badass, the Galactus one. I'm surprised they haven't done. Oh, look at this. There is an alternative stamp featuring the same image of Incredible Hulk marked as 5, but without listing the character's name that appeared in books dated March 1974. So it says here there was a preview stamp featuring the Incredible Hulk without any number or character name that appeared in books dated February of 1974. So there's a little interesting note. Several books featured a stamp marked with the number 100 without a character, just a question mark, in books dated April 74, before the real number 100 stamp was revealed to be Galactus in September of 1974. And then they did Series B stamps. What are these? You put them together or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. So here you go. Here's all the stamps. This is a cool little page you guys can go find on the Marvel database. Similar idea was run through Spidey Super Stories, starting with number 17. The back cover included a stamp. Oh, look at that. I didn't know that. Rick Jones' very own value stamp. In the letter pages of Incredible Hulk 434, Rick Jones is given his very own value stamp labeled number 100. That's cool, too. There is a Marvel value stamp index. So let me go ahead and drop this. If you guys want to check this out, and drop it in the secret in the live chat. It gives a whole rundown on everything. The price you paid for clipping all those stamps. Yeah, there was a price paid, that's for sure. They did do a 2017 series of value stamps, if you remember these back in the day. It says here that they released 53 Marvel value stamps be on inserts in the regular cover editions. I don't remember. I remember those, but I don't remember them being on inserts. It's pretty interesting. Are you guys going to collect? Is the Marvel value stamp in this run going to give you guys a reason to buy this book? That's what I want to know. Let us know.
Might.
Yeah, I think so.
It might for me.
Yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't have thought about it until you brought that up.
Yeah.
Now I just want to see what the stamps look like.
Yeah. Yeah, variant covers of the stamps that looked aged would be cool. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Like those the Mark Brooks corner box variants, if they did like a Mark Brooks value stamp variant, oh, I would be into those. That would be cool. Speaking of that, so here's a perfect example of why I always get shit for being a hypocrite when it comes to variants. I just said how I think it would be cool to have all the value stamp variants of books, right? That's a total money grab, but it still would be cool. But you guys know, I talked about the foil covers the other day, coming out, and now we have more foil covers, which is interesting. So a very short segment this week for Comic Drama Alert. Let's get into it.
Into the new, into the
So James just happens to be on every show where I talk trash about these foil books. James, you're going to get associated with these whether you like it or not, man. I hate to say it.
You mean the Batmans?
What's
The
that?
Batman? The Batman books?
Yes, the Batman books. You got it. You got it. Did you guys pick any of those up?
No.
Have you guys seen them?
Yeah.
So this is very interesting. For those of you guys that haven't seen the new version of the foil books, Big Time Collectibles is now partnering with other retailers to do some. Now they have a new gimmick with the gimmick, free set of power rings with every 9-pack set. So if you buy all 9 of these clip art covers, as we're starting to call them, I like that name, clip art covers, because that's what they are.
Clip art covers.
Right? That's all they are. They're just clip art with a little foil on the cover. It looks that's so cheesy. I mean, they're cool, but they're not that cool. I mean, foil's cool. I love foil. We all love foil, but it's not that cool. Well, guess what, you guys? The Batman Beyond one is out. Isn't that Batman Beyond, right? That's Batman Beyond. Maybe it's just
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1,250 print run on these. Dude, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. And it sold out immediately.
Only with Big Time.
What's that?
Sit only with Big Time.
Big Time.
Everyone else took a little bit more time to sell out.
Well, that's a great point. So let's talk about that. So I think this is the first time that they have worked with other retailers on these, right? The original ones they did all themselves. So there is other retailers that have them. It looks like Carnivore Comics, Comic Tom, Comic Exposure, and Collector Cave. All are doing the same thing.
Everyone with a C in their name in the comics industry got asked to be part of it.
Yeah.
Comic Man Eddie.
Yeah.
Change our name real quick.
Yeah. We legally put in a name change to something that started with a C, but we didn't hit the deadline. So, Hive Comics.
Jive.
Hey, these are Jive Comics, bro. The gold has come back. What is this? What's going on here?
They need more?
What?
Look how bad those look.
This is it, guys. It finally came in. The last batch of this gold foil. We have been waiting so long to get the final batch in and to be able to fill the remaining orders. So
hold that one up. Look how scuffed that is. That's economic income scuffed.
We submitted some because I bought like a full set from him at MegaCon, and we submitted them all. And they were like that. I don't know if it was something with the foiling or what, but when they came back from CGC, there was a lot of scuffing between the inner sleeve and the well and the case.
Not good. That's not good at all. I feel bad for Nelson for that one.
The rest of our books in that batch that weren't the Supermans, they all came back fine. The cases are crystal clear, but for some reason with those, it was, I don't know what it was.
Yeah, man, that looks terrible. I mean, you can see the scuffing, especially on that one. I don't know why he even showed that. These are the Platinum editions. Let's see what he says about these.
A few copies of Superman #1 Platinum Edition. We added to the website. We had a little over on it. So if you needed one, it's still $99.99. And it's on the website. But this one is sold out. But just want to let you guys know, thank you for waiting. Thank you. Thank you very much for all your patience. But the wait is over.
All right, here's a question. How much do you think it costs for him to make one of those clip art comics?
So here's the thing. Obviously, there's not a cover artist per se. But with the logos, we were talking to another retailer that's done some stuff with logo things recently. There's a licensing fee. So it would cost, although there's not an artist fee, there's a licensing fee that I would guess is probably equal to about what the artist fee would normally be. And then foils through DC, I would assume, are probably 2 to 3 times normal cost. So
that's interesting.
So I don't know, maybe $7 a book, $8 a book,
$7
$9
a book, and they're selling them for about $100 a piece. So that's a nice
for the CG seed. For the CG seed, for the raws, they were doing them for 30.
30. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah. $30 a book. They're making probably on those. That's not bad. That's not bad. But now we're gonna have every single logo of every single comic book character ever created is gonna show up in a foil clip art cover. So, I hope you guys are ready for this. All you hardcore collectors out there that catch the FOMO collecting bug. And this is a different type of FOMO, right? People in the comic world get the FOMO based on like selling prices, but there's a different type of FOMO that you get when you're a hardcore collector and you have a fear of missing out on keeping your collection complete. So if you bought like the first couple foil Superman books, now you're in for the long haul, and you got to buy every foil clip art book that comes out. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But there is a new one, you guys, for all you foil fans. Go check out Big Time Collectibles. They are sold out, but looks like you can get them everywhere else. I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of it, but we'll see how long it plays out. The thing about the variant game, and this is something that we all know and we've all talked about before, the variant game is always who comes up with the idea fast enough and first, and then how fast you can steal that idea. So that's why we fuck with the retailers we fuck with.
There was one I saw. I got an email about it. I think it was about a day or two ago, and it was the basically the Batman, but it was like the Batman 1989 from the movie. And I just remember that being so big when I worked in the comic shop and growing up. Like I loved that, but I was like, but just kind of with all the other ones going on, I was like, well, I'll just wait and see what happens with everything else.
That's Spectral Comics book. That's Bryan's book, and it's cool because there's artwork with it. It's not just the logo.
Good. I was gonna say it's on like one side, right? And but I couldn't tell because I saw like the art, but I couldn't tell if like one part was I couldn't tell which one was the front and the back.
Yeah, his are actually pretty good looking. So he did a good job with them.
Let's take a look.
Are they out right now?
I got them.
They're out now. Yeah,
right here.
Well, pretty sold. I don't think he has them in hand yet.
Yeah, so that was the one side.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
No,
the Virgin. Sorry,
set.
It was the Virgin of the foil. Yeah, it was the set.
Here's the problem. I don't like how they cut off right here, though. Why'd they cut off?
Yeah, it's not the full logo.
Yeah, that sucks. That's terrible. I don't know why they would do that.
I love that. It reminds me of the poster from when the movie came out.
You're right.
Yeah, and I think that's what he billed it as, was a movie poster. Variant or something like that.
Very cool. Look at that.
That's the vinyl for Bat Dance. Let's see what he says.
Sleeve. If only we had a virgin foil variant, I would die happy. Such an iconic image. We got it on a record sleeve. If only we had a virgin foil variant, I would die happy.
And that's what you get.
And there you go.
Yeah, right here. We'll see how this... Has anybody seen this? They haven't printed yet, I imagine, right? Yeah. Pre-order 420, so... That's interesting. We'll have to ask him why he decided not to do the full logo. There's got to be a reason behind that.
I'll ask him tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, definitely ask him, because that's interesting to me. Like, why would you not do the full logo? But it is what it is. All right. Got a couple other things here. Let me bring this up. This is kind of cool. Shout out to our boy Comics. Hold on. Shout out to our boy Bueller, who went to 3 comic shops in one day. And he says, were they any good? Well, let's take a look.
Okay, so how's it going? Yesterday I went to 3 different shops, and honestly, none of them were that great. The first one I went to was Heebie-Jeebies. They didn't have a lot of good stuff, a lot of overpriced. It was mainly a gaming store. The second one I went to was Gamers Asylum. That one was okay. They had a lot of comic books, but nobody even greeted me when I went in. And the only time somebody said something to me was when I went up to buy this, and they said $5.30, please. That's it. Nothing at all. And they had a lot of books, but I was a little disappointed. Not very good service, but they had a lot of games and other stuff. The last one I went to was also Heebie-Jeebies, but you know what? It was better than the first one, but they had a sign at the comics that said, because of COVID, the price tags on the comics are wrong, and they have the right to change the price at the register. So as soon as I saw that, I just walked out. So 3 strikes. Not a very good day, but I'm going to Salt Lake City. I know there's some great shops there, and I'll share those with you anyway. But first day, not that great. Oh well, what are you going to do?
When are comic shops going to learn that just pushes people out the door? It probably pushes more people out the door than it does bring customers in.
So
I can't believe this. Go ahead, James.
So he went and had lunch with Jonathan right after that, and there's some news coming about that. We had good business meeting with him, or Jonathan did, and I got to hang out with him and stuff like that. So
Bueller's
he's a good dude.
Yeah,
I like Travis, he's a good guy.
I just can't believe someone sells a sign referencing COVID. That the prices, I mean, you're talking 3 years ago. Like, get off your ass, and if the price is wrong, get off your ass and reprice them.
Yeah.
Well, Heebie-Jeebies is a weird store anyway. So they sell like Wiccan gifts and like pendants and incense burners and shit, and then they have comics.
Yeah,
it's like a weird
vibe.
store to begin with. Yeah, kind of headshot vibe, exactly.
Yeah. All right. I thought this was kind of interesting. So hold on here. Check this out. This is in the card world, not the comic world, but you guys should like this.
You won't believe the story about this card that I pulled today live on Swish Breaks. We didn't know what this card was until we saw these 2 cards together. Do you see any similarities between these 2 autos? Derek Carr somehow got a hold of this Justin Herbert shield, and he signed and inscribed it to this game of when he beat Herbert and the Chargers. Now do you see how special this card is? So the question is, how did Derek Carr get a hold of this card?
So Derek Carr went on his IG and explained what happened. So for those of you guys are just listening to this, what we're looking at is an Immaculate Shield 1/1 Justin Herbert card, quarterback for the Chargers, that's supposed to be signed by Justin Herbert, but it wasn't signed by Justin Herbert.
It's a big money card, too.
Yeah, big money card.
That's a big money card.
Yeah. It accidentally got sent to the wrong quarterback. It got sent to Derek Carr. And Derek Carr, being the funny guy that he is, decided to write on it the score of when he beat the Chargers. And if they would have tied, they would have both went to the playoffs this year. But because the Raiders won, the Chargers didn't get to go to the playoffs. And so Derek Carr signed it on there like, ha, 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 and sent it back to Panini. And Panini put it in product. And they didn't even know. How the hell does that happen? That is crazy, dude. So I thought that was very interesting.
That card became the most famous card that will get pulled this year, though. That card's going to see stupid secondary market money.
I was going to ask, would you think it's, I mean, like, obviously you want Herbert's signature, but you got to think it's worth more now because it's famous and it's, obviously it's a 1/1 with the NFL Shield, but I mean, like, there's such a backstory behind, like, every big time collector would want that card.
Yeah.
Every Raiders fan that's a sports collector wants that card. I bet you when it goes to auction, because it will, get graded and go to auction, it's going to be a 6-figure card.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a Herbert Prism that's an NFL Shield, and it's listed to buy it now, but it's like $250,000.
Yeah.
So, like, what's this one worth?
Very comfortable 6 figures.
I'm going to go to Derek Carr's Twitter because I think that he talks about it in there. A lot of people are asking. Yeah, this happened not too long ago. Let's see here. Derek Carr, who is now.
It would really be cool if they actually still sent it to Herbert and had him sign it, and you had both on there, like almost Carr and then the response.
Yes, I agree. That's what they. That's about the only thing they could do right now to make it okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make it something special.
If he wrote back, at least I'm still with my team or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that would be funny.
My team still wants me.
Let me see here. Let me see. Derek Carr. Here we go. Derek Carr.
I'll be winning games for the next 10 years. Jonathan says.
Yeah, he is now a New Orleans Saint. So for you Saint fans out there, you can be excited about that.
He might do okay there.
Yeah, we'll see. Who knows? But shout out to the Stumbling Jedi for the $1.99 super sticker. We appreciate you. 101 watching right now, you guys, and only 24 thumbs up. If you guys really want to help support this channel, hit that thumbs up, hit that like button. That really, really helps us. It gets us out there for the algorithm to pick up and brings in new fans of the show, which really, really helps grow the channel. We got some interesting things coming up here soon. Now that I'm done with this Tooth saga, hopefully, I'm going to get back and rocking and rolling on some really cool updates with the channel, including some really great retailers that might be on this channel right now. So we'll see how that plays out here soon, and that's going to be interesting. Stumbling Jedi says, "What packs are guys looking?"
Can I?
Go ahead, brother.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the internet's a little weird here at the hotel. Can I point something out real quick, though?
Of course.
You had 54 people watching before I got here, so you're welcome.
Well, it came for Jonathan.
Yeah.
You're welcome. You blaming Jonathan?
Yeah.
No, I'm saying they came for Jonathan.
No, yeah. Well, Jonathan's got 54 devices over there all powered up to watch the shows.
Yeah. That's interesting, dude. I think that's about it for Comic Book Drama Alert this week. Let me go check the Discord. For those of you guys don't know, we do have a Discord. If you guys are looking to join the Discord, the link is in the chat. We do have a Comic Drama Alert Discord segment. Shout out for Ultra for dropping this in there during 420, which was awesome. Maybe instead of picking up a blunt this 420, you'll pick up a Bible instead. That's great. I love that. All right, let's see here. What do we got? We got Ruin the Hobby B-side. What is this right here? Let's take a look. What is this? B-side topic, Ruin the Hobby I Love. Shout out to Brad. Oh. So, for those of you guys that don't know what this song is, this song is from Sports Card Radio Boys. Shout out to the Sports Card Radio Boys.
B-side on the beat.
What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Jeff got it all, getting off scot-free. Try to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruin the hobby I love with your bullshit. Jeff Wilson. You ruin the hobby.
That's pretty good. So when are we going to get the first song for the comic book drama? We need a this is sports card drama song right here. We need a comic book drama song. So
we do need a comic drama song.
Yeah.
Someone hit up Javon.
Yes, hit up Javon. You're right. Stumbling Jedi with the $4.99 says, which packs are you guys going after to get these cards that are still on the shelves? So you're not going to find that card, the one we just showed, on the shelves. Here is what I will say to all you card people. The 26th, April 26th, is Bowman release day. such a glorious day. Such a glorious day.
It's a holiday in the McClay house.
It is a holiday in the McClay house. So I did not buy my Bowman case this year because they were too expensive. Bowman cases were ridiculous. And I'm not going to pay $500 for a box of cards. I don't care how many autographs you put in it. I'm not going to do it. So what I did instead is I bought a case of blaster boxes. I bought 40 Bowman blaster boxes. So we're going to see how that works out. I don't think I'll get them on the 26th, but it would be fun to do something either with the channel, do like a big, huge case break thing or something. So, but the reason why I'm bringing that up, Stumbling, is because Stumbling Jedi asked, what should we be looking for stuff on the shelves? That's what you should be looking for. Bowman drops the 26th. Drew Jones will be in there, and Drew Jones is going to be a stud. And hopefully the Diamondbacks don't trade him.
See, I think Tamar Johnson for the Pirates, I know everyone talks about Holiday and they talk about Drew Jones, but I'm telling you, Tamar Johnson, he's a little on the short side, but that guy can flat out rake. I mean, from all the stuff I read, like the videos I watched and just listened to like Baseball America, they were saying by far like his tool set when it comes to hitting, he is just a natural. And like he was so far ahead, which is saying something in your head, like guys like Jackson Holiday or Drew Jones. I mean, because they have the pedigree from their fathers, but there's a lot of young talent. I mean, in this draft, because there were a lot of big guys at the top. So,
well, that brings up a great question. We see
Yoshida rookies.
Yeah, that's another one.
The Red Sox outfielder.
Yeah, I got a question for you guys, and here's something interesting. We talk about cards and we talk about rookies, and right now we're talking about players. There's a lot of players right now that are getting drafted and that are these super studs that are sons of former athletes, right? We've got Jackson Holiday, whose dad was Matt Holiday. We've got Drew Jones, whose dad was Andrew Jones. Who else do we've got? We've got Guerrero.
What about I think it's really interesting when you get into the pitching side because like Jack Leiter for the Rangers and how he has really struggled in the minors for the Rangers after dominating at Vanderbilt. So it's almost like the hitters seem to always really progress very well, but the pitchers like Bobby Witt Jr. He was slow at start off last year, but he was great through the rest of the season. Pitching it, man, it's a tough one to tell. But the hitters, they always seem like Bichette, all these guys, they all seem to do really well.
Yeah, all sons of collecting. So here's two things that I want to bring up. One, so I on the Discord, I'm creating a sports card section for niche comic collecting. If you guys don't know, we have a niche comic collecting thing, but we're going to do a niche card collecting thing. And one of the things that I'm going to create is, sons and fathers, so you have like, the Griffeys, the Ripkins. There's a lot of players' sons that never made it out of the minors, right? Cal Ripken Jr. had a son that never made it. There's tons of guys. So I'm sure that
Clemens kid, he was never
Clemens
been.
Kid, yep. All of them. There's a ton of them that never made it, but had cards. Let's take that to comics. What about offspring of comic creators? There's not very many. There's Ramitas. There's right. That's about it.
Yeah.
There's Ramita.
Jesus.
John Ramita Jr. The Cuberts, right? So we have them. Who else for offspring of comic creators out there that are doing it? I can't think of many, other than those.
There's not many.
Yeah. So that being said, drop a comment below on creators' offspring that are doing good things in the hobby right now. Stumbling Jedi, the 26th, April 26th is Bowman release date. So be on the lookout for Bowman series, or Bowman 2023 will release on April 26th.
Hey, Brian, when you talk about getting the case of blasters, I'm so used to blasters being a retail product. Are there blasters for hobby versus retail? I mean, just that's what I thought. Okay.
No. And here's why I went the route of getting a case of blasters this year. Hobby boxes are too expensive. Regular hobby boxes are $300 plus a box. Jumbo hobby boxes are $500 plus a box. Okay. And the only thing that you get out of those are the autos, right?
Yeah. And most of them are shit anyways.
Exactly. You're right.
It's pictures and
garbage. Yeah. And you get lucky. You get very few times you get lucky. Well, what's starting to sell really well on secondary market now are parallels, right? Parallels are the thing. You want the 1 of 1s, the 1 of 99s, the 1 of whatever, color match parallels. I'm telling you guys, if you're going to start getting into collecting sports cards, jump into buying singles that are refractors and color match parallels. Those are what you want to jump into. And if you go hobby, or if you go retail route, you get more of the parallels than you will in the hobby box. So that's my whole thing. I want the parallels. So that's what I'm going for. Bro Seiden says, what are the best places to buy these cards from? Online stores, etc. It's very hard to get very good deals on cards. There are only a couple of sites that you can buy cases for from that. Everything's already stepped on big time. I mean, you're not getting it from the price you would get it from the printer, or not the printer, from the not publisher, the manufacturer, right? Like Topps,
the distributor. Yeah.
Topps will throw a couple hobby boxes on their site and they'll sell for like $200, and they're immediately $300 on the secondary sites. Blowoutcards.com, Dave and Adams Card World, Steel City Cards. Those are the places that most people go. But be on the lookout for Target and Walmart. Those are the main two places to get retail stuff. You can get them online too. We'll drop that information once we hear it. Brian's Comic Garage says, did I go to the Scottsdale show today? I did not. I was actually kind of stoked about it, but I just tooth issues. So shout out to Adam.
Hey, if either of you guys need retail, nobody buys cards out by me. And so the Targets and Walmarts out here, it's an entire fucking row. Yeah. And the Target by me doesn't even have a buy limit, so you just buy it all.
Oh wow!
So if you guys are looking for, you two are looking for shit, let me know.
Yeah,
send me a list
sure.
and I'll keep an eye out.
For sure. That's definitely something that I'm going to be looking out for.
Yeah, you just hit me.
All right, that is the comic drama alert segment for this week. Let's continue on. So, let me go over here. This was something that I don't think I saw very many comic book content creators talk about this other than Journo's Comics. I think Journo's was the only person that I really saw talk about this. And this is absolutely fascinating. This is the type of thing that I feel like Dennis Barger is going to walk into one of these types of things. And for those of you guys that haven't heard about this is a YouTube channel. It's called Dark Exploration Films, and it is basically a guy that goes around and he goes through, like, they have a name for it, like urban jungle or urban something, where you go and find like decayed buildings.
Urban exploration.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
And you find like decayed buildings and stuff like that. Well, this guy found a hoarder house that has stood abandoned for 15 years and nobody has been in it, nothing. And wait until you see what is in this house. I'm not going to play the audio. It's a 40-minute video. I've sped it up ×2 so we can just see what's in there. This is going to trip you guys out. Nothing but collectibles, and look at all these comics, you guys. Tons of them. This guy who owned this house worked in a toy shop, from what I understand, and he would get all these toys for his kids, and they wouldn't open any of them. And this house is full of comic books and toys, unopened. I mean, look at this stuff. 15 years this house has been abandoned. Could you imagine this? I wouldn't tell nobody until I clean this out spick and span. Like, I wouldn't tell a single person about this stuff.
Well, a house that's been abandoned that long, you could go to the city and say, hey, we want to clean it out. And they would say, okay.
Wow. Dude,
because if it's been cleared out that long, it hasn't had property taxes paid on it for that long.
Bro.
So the city will let you could go in and say, hey, I just want to go clear it out.
It is 4 foot off the ground of nothing but unopened toys and comic books. One room he goes into, and you could see that he was just getting his monthly box at the comic store and keeping it in the bag for 20, 30 years. I mean, like major key issues, unbagged, unboarded, just sitting in the same brown paper bag that he got from the comic store. And then all these toys are all unopened. Star Wars toys, Marvel toys, Kiss toys, Nintendo, everything you can think of, just unopened in this house. There, look at this old Japan stuff. There's like just crazy stuff. And there are tons of houses out there in the country that are like this. This is the reason why my dream of walking into a house like this and finding a case of 86, 87 Fleer basketball is still alive, because of houses like this. Absolutely amazing. Look at these comics. Boxes and boxes of comics like this. Just tons of them. Some of it you can see, you pick it. Look at Star Wars novels, and they're just This is a 2-story house that has an attic and a basement, and every single room is full of them. Every single room. So it sat vacant for 15 years, or nobody's lived in it for 15 years, and when I first saw this, look, there's a if you look right there, I can't tell what figure it is. It looks like it's one of those really cool Spider-Man Classics figure, but look at all these toys unopened. DC, the Marvel Legends, and the DC figures that are the same. This is crazy. Kal-El says, I believe he didn't own a video store. He didn't own a video store. He worked at a toy store, from what I heard. I mean, this is so crazy. I'll drop a link in the description for you guys to go watch the whole thing. It's 40 minutes long, and it's just fascinating. But like, to me, this has to be on like a big property of land where the house is like there and they've got like other relatives on there, because if this was just a house in a regular neighborhood, this would be cleaned out.
Yeah, it would be cleaned out. Especially with the jewelry and shit.
Yeah.
That shit would have been gone a long time ago.
Well, at least the tetanus is still there.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, bro. There's food. There's tons of food, and the animals went in there and got all the food. I mean, old stuff is in here, dude. Cologne. Look at bottles of cologne just sitting there. Old school radios.
I feel like this is one of those episodes like Scooby-Doo where one of those creepy pictures, like the eyes are going to move back and forth, like watching you while you're there.
That wallpaper, though.
Yeah.
That wallpaper is something else.
It looks like the guy from Seven.
Wow.
You know, it'd be interesting, like, besides the toys, if this guy was like a VHS or DVD collector or vinyl, and like, there's no telling what you could find.
I mean,
video games, the same stuff we were looking at earlier.
Oh, yeah. There's video games coming. Watch, you see it. I mean, look at that. This is crazy. I would say that if this wasn't as crazy as it is, I'd be like, this is bullshit. There's no way that this is real. If I didn't see it with my own 2 eyes, you know what I mean? Like if somebody said, dude, there's a hoarder house that has nothing but toys and comic books and everything else, and it's from 4 feet off the ground of nothing but stuff in there. I'd be like, bullshit. Yeah, how many skeletons are buried in this basement? Look at here's the comics. Comics and novels. Crazy.
God, look how he's standing on the crap and his head almost hits the ceiling.
Those are all comics right there, you guys. All comics. Look at them all. Hold on, let me go back here.
I thought I was disorganized. Holy shit.
Right?
It looks like my office.
All right, I'll play this so you guys can see it.
It's underneath me right now.
Yeah, so we got one bookshelf. This one's tipping over. And you just have junk everywhere. Batman, this, that. There's look what the toy box is. The toy box is hidden underneath all the books. Oh my goodness. Hopefully I don't fall. Look at all this.
That old Thor.
Thor, Spider-Man. All of Spider-Man. Justice League America.
Oh, there you go.
Ray Bill.
Yeah,
first Ray Bill.
There's so much money in this house. It's so overwhelming.
And you're just stepping on it. Insistent.
There's not many words to describe a house
Wars.
like this.
I mean, things just keep popping out.
That Iron Man was the first
player, radio.
On the floor of the white one.
So many more magazines and.
Look at that.
Is that the Wasp? Or not? Not Wasp.
What's
the bad guy?
Can turn invisible and shit.
Yeah, Ghost.
Yeah, Ghost. Yeah.
Look at that TV, that old TV, man. So this is why the dream is still alive of me finding a 86-87 Fleer basketball case for cheap somewhere.
Just don't put it online when you find it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at these comics, dude. I mean, there's just fascinating. Like, not bagged and boarded. I wonder if he got these at the time. There was the first vibe.
Wherever they're at, there's not a lot of humidity.
Yeah.
Because those would be curled as shit.
Yeah. Probably Texas or something.
Texas or Arizona or someplace like that. You know?
God. This is
that Action Comics down there?
No, it was like a bag that had Action Comics.
Okay.
Rainbow Brizite says, I used to clean out foreclosure homes for the government and added many, many comics to my collection over the years. I bet.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, McClay, the only thing you're going to find is fungus. I'm cool with that, too. As long as it's psilocybin. Yeah.
That's a win.
Yeah, it's a win-win for me. As long as it's the right fungus. Look at the old wallpaper. I mean, it's just toys and collectibles everywhere. Destroyer Duck. Jesus. This is a dream for most people watching this channel. They'll find something like this. Like, I would be throwing up half the time opening, stuff up. Like, I would never open that refrigerator, ever. I would put a padlock on it.
You think it's going to be like the one from Ghostbusters?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, my God, dude.
I thought that was his dinner. It was still hanging.
Edwin says, I bet some hacker is looking into tracing the IP on this video. Yeah. This is just absolutely fascinating. Look at all the Pop-Tarts.
Oh, I love Pop-Tarts.
Look at he's got a poster of, it looks like a Bob Marley. What is that poster on the bottom?
On top of the microwave. Yeah.
Jewelry sitting everywhere, coins. I mean, they have all their family photos on the walls too. Like, how do the kids not? My mom always tells me that, like, when my mom's always reminding me when she passes away, do not sell or throw away the old family photos. She's horrified by the thought that our family photos might end up in somebody else's house. And I understand that. I get that, right? But then I see
that old $5 bill.
Yeah. But
like
I see
old
things like
$5,
this.
and it was crispy looking.
Look at that, dude. Look, this is crazy. The old house, it has like its own intercom system. Check this out.
Yeah, intercom system. Yeah.
Okay. This is kind of crazy right here.
A lot of houses had this. It says radio intercom, so you could just pop it up and you could communicate throughout the house. Upstairs and in other areas, there's probably speakers. You could also play music throughout the house. That was on the radio. I do believe I saw one of these speakers in the front by the front door. Yep, here we are. Right next to the front door.
Look at that
Here you go.
wallpaper.
So yeah, pretty neat thing. I kind of wish they put that in homes a lot more.
They're called Echoes.
Got a bunch of fake money all over the floor. Nice little bar setup. I guess is where they sat and ate. Besides that table.
Oh, so that 5 was
like
a fake
breakfast nook type of thing. all the spices still in the cabinet over there. Oh, here's another Star Wars figure. Oh, it's Darth Maul. Hey, look at that. We have a Darth Maul. Oh, wow. Look at this. Oh, Addams Family cereal? The Addams Family, fortified with 9 essential vitamins and minerals. Oh my god, it's filled. No price on it. I think there's an expiration date here. I'm not opening this, though. I'm not going to be the one to ruin this. Does anyone remember this? It looks pretty old. There's no year.
Absolutely fascinating, you guys. So, be on the lookout for maybe being one of those people that goes like Rainbow Brizite talked about, being working for the government and going and checking out these homes. Is a good job if you're a collector, because you could find stuff like that. Another unopened box of cereal that they bought just.
It had a toy attached to the
back. Just for the toy. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's not a 70s house. The house is from the 70s, but all the collectibles in it look like it's from like the late 90s, early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, all the jewelry and stuff. Did the owners of the house get murdered or something? Just seems weird or off.
Not going down there.
No, hell no.
No.
But still, you never know. Look, those could be cases of cards down there. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Beetlejuice cookie jar. Yeah, Overprint says $100,000 plus boxes of cereal on Heritage soon.
Rotary dials, like going to Granny's.
Yeah.
God, they're the worst phones.
I hated those, dude.
Oh, drive me crazy.
Yeah. So absolutely fascinating. This is the type of stuff that, I mean, look at these. Just comics everywhere. And not just like one or two comics. There's bags of comics and bags of comics. Toys, Marvel Legends, Star Wars stuff. Most of it unopened. There's cases of Star Wars figures there. You see that? That was a case of Star Wars figures. There's a case of Marvel Legends right there. Target. I wonder if he worked at Target. Yeah, people are asking see, there's the attic. He doesn't go up in the attic either. But I couldn't imagine what was in there. That's the garage. Old school cap guns.
Up the down 7 nailed it. There's nothing down those steps but rape and murder.
Bro, that shit's so nuts, dude.
You're really pissed off raccoon.
Yeah, so I think Journo's talked about this. That was one place where I saw it, and then I just saw Journo's. I did a quick rundown of, I'll see Journo's videos every once in a while, and I didn't get to see the whole video, but then I saw this video and I went, man, where did I see this before? So I think Journo's did a real good rundown on it. Go check out his stuff. Shout out to Journo's Comics. Back in the game right now. I thought that was very interesting for all you hoarder house finders. I know that a lot of collectors look for those types of houses and those types of situations, to find cool stuff. So Kal-El says the description said he owns a comic book store and his health declined. Oh wow, wow, yeah. This is the other crazy thing. Did you see this, Nate? About the 52
Holy
mantles.
mackerel.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Guy found 5
When was that?
52 mantles. Yeah. Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. Hold on, I got it.
New Jersey in his attic.
Let me find it. There we go. I think I got the 52
God, that's
mantles.
incredible.
Right here. Let's see. I'm trying to find the 52 mantles. If I can't find it, I'll find it for Wednesday's show.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's pretty amazing. Yeah, I found 5 52 mantles, and I couldn't imagine what else is in the house. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm about to say, if you have that, you've got other things.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, Jonathan, imagine moving into a new house and going in the attic and paying off the house the next week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, you're just like, oh, shit. All right, well, mortgage is over. It's time to move again.
Into a bigger house. See what
upgrade.
else to find. Yeah.
Hey, don't unpack the boxes, honey. I told you I'd get to them. We're not getting to them.
Yeah.
Leave them packed.
I don't know what the deal is with this. I just saw this recently, and it's something that I don't know if it's if this is bait, but I imagine it probably is. It says here, Marvel writer Zeb Wells claims that an upcoming Amazing Spider-Man reveal is so controversial that editorial warned not do any comic conventions after this issue comes out. So we'll have to keep an eye on this. It says here, teased as the most shock. This is so gross. That's so gross. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Hold on. Jonathan said Spider-Man's drinking Bud Light.
It says, teased as the most shocking issue of Amazing Spider-Man in 50 years. Amazing Spider-Man Volume 6, number 26, will seemingly wrap up Zeb Wells' current Peter Parker, Mary Jane Watson's are broken up yet again plotline with a major event, which, given the abysmal direction of this run, many fans have suspected will be the death of the latter, the death of Mary Jane. Now fully in the present, the emissary has returned, and his power is so far beyond Spider-Man's ability, the heroes may figure out a way to win, but at cost of victory will be so immense that you may hope they don't. So I get tired of these type of things. Here's what I want in comics.
Yeah.
I want you to come up with a cool storyline without threatening to kill off characters.
Or kill a character and let them stay fucking dead.
There you go.
What if they killed Spider-Man and let him stay dead? The issue would go down in fucking history. Right?
God.
Yeah. It would be like Amazing Spider-Man 121, right?
Let it happen and just let it stay that way.
Yeah, for the longest.
It's too good idea. It's not original enough. They got to merge him with somebody else to come out with some other half-ass character because they have nothing original, right?
Bro, they just came out with 20 new Spider-Mans in the last month and a half.
I mean, God, they come out with one every damn day. When's the Hive Spider-Boy coming out? I mean, like, it's just crazy.
It's not
even like they have like
honeycomb patterns everywhere. I love it.
Yeah. They don't have like cool nicknames. It's just Spider-Boy and Spider-Friend, and it's just, oh God.
So real quick, you guys, if you guys want to support the content I create and the stuff that I do, I hope you guys watch the Bogcast. And if you guys can, take a chance and go. If you're thinking about maybe picking something up at Manscaped, use the promo code Bogcast for 20% off. You get free shipping also. If we have 8 people use that promo code Bogcast, we get a paid sponsorship, which is really nice. So I would appreciate that. If you guys are thinking about maybe buying something off of Manscaped, you use the promo code Bogcast, help us out. Also, if you want to help us out without having to buy anything, recently our New Times here in Phoenix put out a call to arms, and they're doing the Best of the Valley here in Phoenix, and they have a link that you can go and put in for your favorite podcast. And if you guys want to help support us, I'll drop the link in the description, and it's also in the live chat to go and put in the Bogcast for a favorite podcast for local to the Valley. It will really, really help us. Check it out. Help support the Bogcast. And watch live every Thursday night. Pretty cool stuff. All right, let's continue on here.
Hey, real quick. Nothing better than taking care of your friend Bryan and your balls at the same time.
Amen.
That's all,
Amen.
That's all you got to say.
Amen. Let's take a look at FOC this week. Shout out to our boy Billy at Economics and Comics. I love using his site where he also does some cool stuff where he offers some good deals on some comics. He gives you 10% off and some pretty cool FOC bundles. And we're going to use his webpage, his FOC bundle webpage, for a quick look at a lot of the cool new stuff coming out this upcoming. This new FOC. See if we see anything cool. Man, Goat, and Bunny Man. That's an interesting name for a comic. Man, Goat, and Bunny Man. This right here is absolutely gorgeous. This Wonder Woman number 799, the Raza, which we'll talk about here a little bit more in a second. Gorgeous. Nice.
What's going on with the Bizarro? Yeah.
Yeah, Miko Suyon Bizarro cover here. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, that's a pretty crazy image right there. Right?
Yeah.
It's Miko Suyon. Pretty cool cover. I was always a fan of Bizarro. I like Bizarro as a character.
Yeah, I liked him in the Red Hood series.
Yeah.
It's good.
Ice Cream Man number 35's got a cool skull and eyeball cover for you niche comic collectors. Titans number 1 is coming out. This Darth Vader black, white, and red by LaRocca is a cool cover. Nice Storm Art Germ cover right there. Really, really cool. This is one, right? You guys know I love this Hallows Eve character, and this is a cool Scotty Young cover right there.
That's a good looking cover.
Yeah.
It's a cool. At least that character they came out with Spider-Man actually has a different look, different name. They could do a lot with her if they really wanted to.
A lot. It's such a great idea with the masks and the way she looks and everything. So Hallows Eve is pretty cool. Daredevil and Echo number 1's coming out. Extreme Venomverse number 2. Spider-Man 2099 Dark Genesis number 4's got a cool Ken Lashley cover. More of the Man Goat and Bunny Man stuff. Arcade Kings. Let's see here. House of Slaughter. Warlock Rebirth. Very interesting. So more Star Wars High Republic. Let's take a look here. What else do we got? You know what? Before we do this, Billy reminded me that you can sort A to Z, and I need to do that. All right, here we go. Arcade Kings, Batman, Superman, World's Finest, number 15. That's a cool cover. Blue Book, love Blue Book. I'm waiting for it to end before I read it all. It's a 5-issue miniseries. I got to give Vinny my address so he could send me my Blue Book Ji-Hung Lee variant. Catwoman, more Frank Cho Catwoman, which is cool. I love Frank Cho covers. Daredevil and Echo covers. There's a couple decent ones. Dark Ride. That's a great Dark Ride. There's some cool Dark Ride covers coming out. Let's continue on here. Elvira. Exorcists Never Die. Here's the Extreme Venomverse stuff. So they're doing something interesting with Extreme Venomverse. Did you guys see this? They're doing these new covers for them, I guess. Stegman is doing these new covers for these Venomverse covers that are on FOC. And if you guys remember Spider-Man the Other, one of the things that they did for that series is they did the same pose of Mike Wieringo cover, and then they did all the different Spider-Mans. You remember that? Well, they're doing that same thing now for this Edge of the Spider-Verse, Extreme Venomverse for Stegman. So we'll see how that plays out. Fury, Gunslinger, there's the Hallows Eve, love that. Grim Reaper, Hallows Eve. Ooh, look at this. That's a nice Swaby variant. Look at that. Let's take a look here. Ooh, wow. Such a great character, dude. Cool character. There's a Swaby cover. I think that's probably the best one of them all. Some cool Hellcat covers. The Hellcat covers that have been coming out for the series are really cool. Let's see here. What do we got? More facsimiles. These are so dumb. They should give them away for free. They shouldn't sell them. Little Monsters. Love Little Monsters. Masters of the Universe. Masterverse. That's pretty interesting. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. That's a pretty cool cover right there. Here we go. Mighty Barbarians number 2. That's a homage cover. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers right there. 108. Wow, 108 they're up to. That's nuts. All right, what else do we got? Spider-Man 2099. All right, here's the Darth Vader ones. High Republic, that Storm cover. The Stormbreaker cover by Klein is pretty nice. Stranger Things Tales from Hawkins. And then finally, some cool Superman covers. I like that they're bringing, what's this character's name? Not Livewire. I forget that character's name. Cool character in Superman. Thor. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. There's the Warlock Rebirth stuff. Here's the Sway, and then that Terry Dodson. And then, so make sure you guys go check out Economics and Comics page. I also love Lefteros on IG. Shout out to Lefteros. And Cover Price. Lefteros does a really cool FOC selection where he picks just a couple books. World's Finest, number 15. First full appearance and cover of Ultra Morpho. So there you go. That's a Dan Mora cover right there. Here's the Wonder Woman 799 cover.
I like that one.
Oh, dude.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, Raza is just so amazing. So there's that. 799. This is No One, number 1, the third print. Kyle Higgins verse. Extreme Venomverse number 2. This is the Linnell Francis Yu main cover. You're going to have a bunch of new versions of Venomized characters. There's that Hallows Eve number 3 Scotty Young cover. High Republic number 10 is the final issue that will reveal whether or not Vildar Mac can resist the dark side. There you go. And then Storm number 1, first appearance of Blowback. Warlock Rebirth number 2, first appearance of Eve Warlock. So a female Warlock. That's just seems so cheesy to me. Why did they get like that's such a comic book trope that's dead to me. Make a female character, that looks just like the regular character. Like I'm tired of that. Anyways, that is FOC for this week. Shout out to Economics and Comics, Cover Price, and Lefteros. I love their information. Shout out to Lefteros. He's in the chat. So we shout you out every week, brother. You do good stuff. You do good stuff. All right. Let's see here. What else do we got? Oh, IG Art Spotlight. Let's get into our IG Art Spotlight this week. Before we do that, let's give our boy Greg Capullo a little bit of a spotlight. You guys know every time Greg Capullo rocks out, I like to throw him up here. So show Greg Capullo some love. Time to get down. Gotta love him, man. I love how he's got the Zakk Wylde guitar.
I wanted to hear more of Halford's voice when it came on. It's such a unique voice.
I know.
God.
So
him shooting or singing like delivering the goods and stuff. I remember seeing like him and Sebastian Bach singing Delivering the Goods live, and it was just incredible because those two guys can just wail.
I got some funny stories about Rob Halford. Rob Halford lives out here in Phoenix, and he would hit on two of my friends incessantly. Every chance he had.
Kyle's never mentioned that.
No, not Kyle. But Kyle would know about this because Kyle probably heard about it too. Me and Kyle were running the same circles at the time. But man, he would hit on two of my friends incessantly. Offered to buy them drum sets and clothes and everything. Man, funny stuff. All right, our IG Spotlight, Artist Spotlight this week. You guys know I love to take a look at really, really cool new art or known artist on IG. Sometimes we come across some cool new artists that we might not have known of or heard of, and we got a couple interesting ones this week. Starting off with this. This is it says here, Demonic Nun from Memento Mori Paris, and I don't know if that's the artist or just the site, but I feel like this should have been some type of comic book cover right here. Check this out. It's pretty wicked. I love how the background almost looks like it has motion. It gives it motion if you look at it that way. So that's pretty dope. This is really badass sketch cover right here. This guy right here is amazing. It goes by Nelson Asensio. And he says, here is a Batman sketch cover, which is a Hulk 340 homage. This is up for sale. DM me. I don't know if anybody's picked it up for him, but he is a great cover artist. Look how beautiful that is, dude. They're sketch artists. Absolutely gorgeous.
Who is that in the Batarangs, the reflection of?
It looks like Joker.
I can't. Yeah, I was trying to.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell.
Just beautiful right there. And then this is another one that he did with Battle Beast and the Invincible World. Great artist, man. Great sketch covers. This is the type of artist I love seeing sketch covers on blanks.
Oh, did you see who commissioned it? Mighty Mel V.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Good catch.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. Great job.
I'll have to ask Mel about it.
That is amazing. Holy shit, is that good. All right, this is kind of cool. Check this out. I love watching these sculptors make these things and, you know, how they look around on the way. But this is kind of creepy, dude. Look at that. Right? These are creepy. Look how creepy that is. Oh my God, dude.
When Joe was staying with me, it kind of reminded me of that face. With him with no makeup on.
Look at that. Oh my God, dude. So that was pretty cool. This is an artist, John Androx. Or Jack Cox. John and Rocks. JohnAndRocks.com. So there you go if you guys want to check him out. This is pretty cool. This is Velma fan art. And I don't know if this is AI art or, a digital art or a statue. But it looks badass. Just the way the colors are on the tattoos. Great looking female, of course. That's pretty crazy. This is, of course, a famous comic book artist that we love right now, Chrissy Zulo. I hope I'm saying her name right, but she does all those really cool animal covers. And this is a cover that she did, and her showing her doing the cover. She does it with, it looks like Coptic markers, which gives it that really cool look. This is for the Mighty Barbarians, that cover she did for the Comic Mint. But she's amazing. She does those really cool. She did that really cool Miles cat cover, and then yeah, she's awesome. All right, next we have this. This is by BAWWNY. What Have I Become is the name of the piece, but it's badass. Just a bunch of skeletons, and I love skeleton and skull art. This is really cool right here. This is a Capullo sketch of what he's drawing for his new project, and it's got a really cool Escape from New York style, what's that movie with I'm spacing on the name, where he plays the trucker and
Big Trouble
in
in Little China.
Little China. Yeah, Big Trouble in Little China. It's got that look. What up, Hood?
Yo.
What's up, guys?
And then this is it says here Mega Super Monster Club. I love the way
I said, "What's up, guys?"
What's up, brother?
Redhood?
And assholes.
The way this
Jonathan's
looks,
man.
where the Mars alien is shooting, there's a hole in the body and he's looking through it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What are we looking at here?
Comic
Hey,
book
Brian.
art.
Hi,
It's
Nathan
IG
mentioned
art.
that Zilla was going to be having a CGC signing.
Ooh, nice. Nice.
Is this more AI art?
This is AI art right here, Hood. Check this out, bro. This is amazing. Look at this stuff. All Harley. This is by Artificial Matt. You guys know I key in on his page quite often. He has great stuff on his page. But man,
that's fucking scary, bro.
It is, dude.
Yeah.
It looks so good. Like, look at that.
Creepy.
Right?
I promise I'll take the trash out.
So there's that.
Wow.
Yeah. You guys know I love old school Santa Cruz art, and this is pretty cool. It's called Screaming Paw Tattoo. I love the tattoo art. Shout out to all the great tattoo artists out there. It's pretty cool. Little take on Santa Cruz Screaming Hand. And then more this is that
That's
Artificial
cool.
Matte. Yeah, and he does some really cool designs on Beast for the AI art stuff. Look how beautiful that is.
That's what I was going to say. Like, if it reminds me of like if Beast just went completely rogue and just went off the deep end.
Yep.
That would be awesome.
Oh man.
Damn.
Looks so good. That's crazy right there.
Distinguished.
Yeah.
He must manscape.
Yeah.
That one's badass right there. Holy cow. That was pretty cool. This is McAfee Design. 88 frames, 88 different locations. Hand cut and wheat pasted around Chicago. That's badass. Right? That's super cool. Love shit like that. More skull art. Love the skull art. This is Mark Spears, the guy who's doing the Spawn covers right now. And this is a Star Wars piece that he did. And it just looks stunning to me. Absolutely love it. Yeah.
It's really good.
He nails Tarkin.
Yes.
I mean, like, need more Tarkin in my life.
Same guy. This is him. His take on
That's cool.
Yeah.
Look at Dracula. Like he's just staring at you.
Looks like Tarkin.
Yeah.
Could be the same guy.
Look how crazy
Never
the
know.
mummy looks too.
Yeah, that is a great. Wow.
Beautiful piece right there. And that's the McFarlane piece from last week. So that is IG Spotlight. Pretty good stuff. Yeah, Hood. You haven't seen the Hoarder video yet. I'll send that to you. You're gonna love that, man. That shit is
A Hoarder
crazy.
video?
Yeah, bro. This Hoarder house. Oh my god, dude.
Did they find some cool shit in there, dude?
Oh yeah.
A lot of cool shit.
Like what? Star Wars figures?
Yep.
A lot of Star Wars figures.
Yep.
And a lot of
When you're
comics.
walking on stacks of comics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Walking. On
That was
stacks.
like Nate's house, bro.
All right,
that was the trippiest thing when I was in your closet. You know, like it's not even a closet. It's like just you guys don't understand. It looks small right there, but the scale, it just goes all the
deep,
way
yeah.
down, dude.
Yeah.
And Nate was going, I think I'm going to add a shelf here and then put some more stuff here. And I go, well, you should separate it and just do all Star Wars and then G.I. Joe in another room. And he thought that I like cussed him out or something. He went,
No, I was like, I thought it was a
separate
great
them.
idea. I was like, you got to go sell that idea to my wife.
Yeah.
Because there's sports in another room and then there's comics
Yeah.
in here. I'm like, yeah, all we need is an action figure room.
Yeah. Yeah, you
I
need
am.
it, dude. Like, I can't tell which is this guy a comic collector or a Star Wars collector. What
Nate,
do you
how-
collect? I go, what do you collect, Nate? And he goes,
Dust. I collect it all.
fucking everything, bro.
Nate, how old are your kids again?
I just got one. He's 5.
5. So you got what, 13 years, and then you got your extra room.
Oh, I can sell him to the circus before that.
There you
That's
go.
a great kid, man. He's
I think the zoo called. He's due back by 5, so he's behind.
And you'll have more money for collectibles at that point too. So it's a win-win.
I'm just trying to get him to kindergarten, so that way I don't have to pay that or get that natural raise from daycare.
I want to give a shout out to a community member. Shout out to our boy Hartman, who's been really getting good at creating custom-made trading cards. And I want to show you guys some of the stuff he's been doing lately. So this is his IG site, Cartier West. Go follow it. And these are some custom cards that he's been making. Check this out.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, man. He's been doing a really good job learning how to do stuff. This is the one of one.
One of one.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Hey, Hartman, can you make me an 86 Fleer Jordan?
It's identical to the real one.
Yeah.
Make 4 of them, in fact. Just make 4 of them.
The only one that I don't like is the Bird one because it doesn't look anything like Larry Bird, but I understand where he's going, the Da Vinci. He's trying to take.
Hey, bro, is that a Dave Chappelle card, dude?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Damn, that's awesome, dude.
That's really cool.
Yeah, he did a really good job, man. He's
Mhm.
getting really
Yeah.
good at this.
Oh, that one's cool.
Yeah. There's the Chappelle.
Man, that's bad. I bet you if you sent that to him, he'd sign it. That's how cool Dave Chappelle is, man.
Look at that trout.
Look at that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Barry Sanders. That's beautiful. Does like the Kaboom style.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe.
That's badass.
There's the Ken Griffey Jr.
That looks great.
Yeah, he's getting good. He's really learning how to do this, and not only that, I've seen that he's getting some love from some of the really good custom card guys out there.
Good for him.
Yeah, so keep it up, brother.
Hartman, I'm a little disappointed that Kobe's not in his Hornets uniform that he was drafted by. So strike one.
Yeah. I like this one. This one's cool, man.
Oh, that's funny.
Right? That's awesome.
Hey, don't make any Ryan Garcia cards, man.
What happened?
Oh, he got knocked out with a body punch, bro.
Are you serious?
Gervonta hit him in the liver, bro.
Oh.
And he took a knee and he didn't want to get back up, bro.
Wow.
He couldn't.
You
He
know
couldn't
those
get
guys
back up.
got hit hard when they are not even willing to stand up. Like their body, their entire brain is just like.
And it was a late
don't fucking
reaction.
do it.
He hit him in the liver, and he took a couple of seconds, and then he just took a knee.
Hey, what
And then,
round?
Round 7, and Gervonta knocked him down in the second. But like Ryan, he didn't attack him, man. He could. There were some moments in there where he just like hit, shook him a couple of times, but he didn't attack him, man. And he could have. I think Ryan's just real young right now. He's 24. Gervonta's had more fights, so.
See how he handles that first loss, though.
Oh, I think he'll be okay. I mean, he very a class act. Shook his hand and he said he beat me. I don't have any excuses. He
Tank's
got me with a
kind of
good punch.
annoying, though.
Yeah. I had a BGS the 9.5. I paid $500 and sold it for $15.
Wow.
So now I'm kind of glad I sold it.
Yeah. That's a good one right there. I love that.
Yeah.
I love how he does this with he takes the logo
The
fractor
logos.
cards. Yeah.
Very cool.
Beautiful. So if you guys want any cool custom work, hit him up. He's got some,
I need to hit him up. I got some ideas.
Does he have a site or just hit him up on like IG?
He's got an eBay page, so that's
Mhm.
also a link on his IG. Cartier West is his IG.
Hey, Brian, do
What's up,
you
brother?
know who Teddy Atlas is?
Yes, of course.
So, like, I saw him on Joe Rogan. Did you ever see that interview?
I might have, but I don't remember it.
So he's talking about Tyson, and he goes, "What's Tyson's record? What? I'm just going to take a guess. 50-5.
Yeah, something like that.
So, do you want to know what his record is in a fight?
Huh.
It's 0-5. It's 0-5. And that's it. And then he goes, "Yeah, he's got this freakish ability to knock people out, but the minute he got into a fight, he lost.
Yeah.
The minute somebody said, like, not today, he quit. You know,
Dude, when it wasn't Michael Spinks getting like,
so the minute he couldn't bully anybody and didn't have that, like, especially Holyfield, like, he's 0-5. I mean, that just like when I heard that, I was just taken aback, and I was just like, wow, 0-5.
I mean, guys like him and Ali, they beat most of their opponents before they ever stepped in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
The reputations preceded them, and these guys knew going into it, they're like, well, at least I'm going to make some money, but I know I'm going to lose. And as soon as you start thinking that way in combat sports, you already fucking lost.
Yeah.
Because your mind is the one thing, like with that liver punch, right? If that dude's mind had said, you've got more in you, he would have been fine standing back.
Sure.
But his body and his mind collectively were like, dude, you're not fucking doing it to us. Stay down, right? And that's how it is in combat sports. If you think you can beat everybody, then you'll always be able to stand up. You'll always be able to stand up. But
I was shocked.
You walk into that ring and you've already submitted to the fact that I'm gonna do my best, but it's probably just gonna go this one way. Then the first chance your brain has to be like, okay, it's over. You're done. You're done.
I think that the rehydration, him not being allowed to rehydrate and
IV,
and get back up to his normal weight cost him, and him agreeing to that, you know, because I've seen Ryan get hit with body punches, and like I was shocked.
A big deal. That's a big deal to not allow IV rehydration post weigh-in. That's a huge deal. We were talking about that tonight with a bunch of people. We were supposed to be watching the fight, but we decided we just wanted to come back and chill and hop on the show. So,
hell yeah!
Hey, shout out to real quick to Big Leg. So, he sent me a 1-in-100.
I saw
Comic-Con blindside.
That's awesome.
Hold on, put that up. Yeah. J. Scott Campbell, beautiful.
Bro, I've been on the hunt for this. You can't find it, dude. It's a fucking ghost.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro, are you hey, this ain't a mistake, right?
That's why we love Leg around here, man.
Yeah, I love that dude, man. He's the first guy to come out and validate me in pressing, and, you know, always lending an ear when I was on the come up, and like, I don't know what to say. I got to send him something, man.
Speaking of that, how's that going? You got any thing coming up for your channel?
You know what? Like, man, that's why I have so much respect for you, Brian. Is like, it's it's a grind, dude. Like, I don't even know how to prepare slides and all that. I mean, I can, but like, it's a pain in the ass to like acknowledge in the chat. Okay, let me click on that. And I mean, it's just like a lot of moving pieces, and I just like to like talk shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
I did okay on my first couple of ones, but like, I mean, it's like, you know, and I don't want to, like, I'm not giving out the recipes on how to press. I just like my whole deal. I wanted to basically talk about like how to find a pressing candidate, what's the best way to archive your books, you know, definitely what I see when books come in, you know, like talking about how people, like, their eyes lie to them because they love their book so much. And I have to, like, that's why I take photos as soon as I get submissions, because people just have the wrong idea of how their book looks. Oh man, with a press, that should be a 9. Well, you don't even know what an 8 looks like. So how in the fuck are you going to tell me what a 9 looks like? And I zoom in on just with my iPhone, and I go, did you see these 17 ticks on your book? You're lucky that they don't put a vomit label on your book, bro. You know, and it's just, those are the frustrating things, is like, if I got a book, I'm gonna spend money to get it graded. Yeah, I'm a presser, but I'm not sending a book with tick, 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 tick. It's like,
Brian, that was the interesting part with Joe being here, and we were just kind of looking at some different books. It's like literally having a surgeon in your house. Like I don't feel well right here. Well, let me diagnose you and he magnifies everything, finds the notes, and like he just studies everything, and he can tell you, yay, nay, hey, this one we got a chance here. I mean, like it's really fascinating.
Yeah, hey, bro, you should see your Turtles book, bro.
Don't tease me.
Dude, it looks different. I'm going to tell you that right now. So
I was waiting for you to put something on IG. I was just like, I didn't want to bug you.
Well,
no,
because out of respect for you, I didn't want to like people knowing your shit. You know what I mean?
No, dude, I want you to show your work. It's like my math. Show your work.
Hey, your card, it's flat now.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, I'll send you some pics.
Cool, man.
That's the type of thing that you should do, Hood. Is you should utilize your channel to show what you're working on. Like, just make sure it's okay with the people. Say, hey, if you send me stuff, your stuff might end up on my YouTube channel. I won't say who you are or where it came from, but this is one of the, and people would love to see that, bro.
Yeah, I did one. I did the UF4s, and I cut them open out of the poly bag. I did that for Wilbert. He was cool with it.
Joe, tell him about the one we were talking about that you're working on. The Turtles.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1.
Mm-hmm.
So what was the grade? An 8, right?
8.
Yeah, an 8. And so like I checked the grader's notes, and it didn't look like an 8, it looked like a 7. But now it looks closer to possibly like 8.59. So,
and I was telling Joe, I was like, you talk about it, Team NT1, an 8 to a 9. That's a big money.
That's a good bump.
Yeah.
So I was like, if it's like, Joe, if it comes back, great. If it's whatever, it's no big deal. But just thanks for looking into it.
Yeah, man. And like we looked at his AF-15, and he's got a 1.5. And the tricky thing with that is, it's almost like no matter what you do, any kind of little improvement on a 1.5, they're going to fucking keep it at a 1.5.
Yeah.
Just because they go by their book. If it has this, a tear here, this, it's a 1.5. So no matter how shiny, or you give it some more reflectivity or more eye appeal, they're going to keep it at a 1.5. I mean, and it's just... Now, do you want it improved a little bit so you could sell it later, because of the eye appeal? Well, it's a risk, because when paper is broken down so much like that, you're going to, like, especially with the Marvel chipping, that is like, it's like one piece after another will come off. And it's just, at the end of the day, it's, sometimes it's meant to be, let it lie,
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's still AF-15 at the end of the day, bro.
Let me ask you something, Redhood. Is it, I know it's not necessary. I know somebody that does as much pressing as you can probably find the defects on your own, just going through the book. Would it ever be recommended? Like, to me, I feel like to know where CGC's standpoint on a book would almost be beneficial to somebody like you, where you can pull up graders' notes. Would you ever suggest somebody send a book in for grading simply just to get the graders' notes, to then send the book to you to have press to work on those aspects directly? Or does it not matter?
That's a great question, James, only because I have thought about it way back in the day when I was first, like, I really want to know what
they saw, right?
But they're not putting down every single thing.
Exactly.
They put down the highlights, basically. But if, like, I can look at a book with minimal defects and have a lot of notes. Does that make sense? So they're just giving you the Cliff Notes version of the basic things that you can see right away. Oh, okay, it's got a ding in there. I see that. It's got a ding there. Well, they're not going to tell you every single, the left quadrant, this, that, I cracked I cracked a slab for Laura. I think she had a 9-4 Jenny Friesen Psylocke, right? The real beautiful cover that she did. And like to the naked eye in the slab, it looks like a 9-8. So nothing on the notes. I crack it open, and every single page on the top corner is bent. Every single one.
But it laid flat in the slab because of the well and everything.
Right. Well, like it's bent in there. It had nothing to do with them encasing it or them pulling that polypropylene in there. It was just like nobody checked it, you know? And when people get their books on 9-4 fucking bullshit, right? Open the book.
Yeah.
And that'll tell you, you know, CGC, I don't think they even bother with all the pages are bent inside the book. You know, I can't imagine that being in grader's notes. But that would answer a lot of questions because people are just looking at the front and the back cover. But inside the book, like the staples could be distorted. You're going to get dinged for that. You know, even though it's manufactured, like they're gonna ding you for it. You know, discoloration. If you've got, let's say, ASM 300 and most of your pages are white, and then you start getting off-white, they're going to give you all off-white pages. I mean, that's just the reality, you know? So,
yeah. Shout out to Stumbling Jedi for the $9.99 super chat. He said, DMT changed my life. Wow. I think that's pretty amazing, man. That's pretty amazing. All right. Let's, here's a great question for you, Hood, from Greg. How do Wizard magazines press?
Very well. I mean, I press magazines, newspaper, cardstock, foils, like all requires different time, temperature. Like I've, you know, been doing it over 11 years now, you know, so I've touched every kind of paper. Like I had a lot of practice with foreign books now because of Josh.
Yeah.
You should see the shit he's got me pressing right now, man. Like
I'd actually sent 2 Wizard ones to Joe.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't even opened up the box yet.
Dude.
Yeah,
it's in there.
But I'm on vacation. I'm taking vacation this week to get caught up on all my sub. Like I got 15 subs, and I got more at my PO box. I didn't get out of work in time to just. So I was like, "Fuck, man," you know. And then people, "Hey, what's your turnaround time?" I said, "Turnaround time, like." I don't know if I turn around and there's an extra $100 there. It could be at CGC in a couple of days. That's my turnaround time. Is there any extra money over there?
Amen.
That's my turnaround time.
It's good to know. It's good to know you know newspaper because I need somebody to do my. I've got another batch of Spirit Weeklies. I need to have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
and I've already all the ones I've submitted so far are top census. Every one I've submitted so far, my Spirit Weeklies are the top of census on every book I've submitted. But I've got some good ones right now. But they all had 3-hole punches in them. But the batch I've got right now, they don't even have that. I think they could.
That's sweet, man.
I think they could be good contenders for 8s and 9s, which 1940s newspaper 8s and 9s.
Crazy.
Fucking ridiculous. But I didn't have a presser that can handle them, so they just been chilling.
What do you mean that could handle them?
Our presser that we were using for a long time, he's good. He's good. He's really good with modern. Excellent with modern. I mean, he is a magician.
That's because
with
they're using t-shirt presses, and you know, t-shirt presses like I've seen them get good grades with modern books, but like the minute you have to do monsters, like that's where you need and I've always recommended a seal. So if you guys are listening out there and you want to start pressing,
seal press.
my recommendation is a seal. I'm not telling you to go do it. I'm not telling you to go spend $300, but like that's what was recommended to me back in the day, and from some really great pressers.
You're not the first presser I've heard say that either. Like, definitely not the first presser I've
like
heard say
all
that.
those guys that I had on that podcast with pressers, like all of us use seals.
Yeah.
And those were the best guys that I could find. Big Leg couldn't make it, but like it's seals. Now I I don't want to poo-poo the T-shirt press because I've never used it. So I mean, but I've seen more mistakes, and like a lot of my subs that I get in are people that have fucked up books using those presses. So that's where my
You have to make
opinion. But
adjustments
as
to
far
what
as
you
using
have
it,
to do
I
on
know I
shipping.
could use it. I mean, I know I could work with anything, just because of the way I'm able to break down a book and then getting it back into its state. You know, the original state.
Yeah.
You know. All these guys whitening books, they're getting punished, man, because they'll have the front and the back cover looking crispy cocaine white, you know, and inside the book the pages are off brown.
Oh,
like you know, like you would have to go page by page to do that whole they call it bled, right? And we did that back in the day with shoes to get them icy again on the bottom of the soles. And you used Salon Care 40. You put some cellophane wrap, and you put it out in the sun, and then the oxidation went away. You know, so that was the formula. Now they're doing some kind of shit where they're putting chemicals on the book, right? So they may get it white, and they may they may get away with it, but you don't know the effects of those chemicals on your books years after. Now, people that buy slabs and then they look years later and they're looking at their slabs and they say, "Man, how did this get a 9.6? It's all wrinkled here and it's all wrinkled there." Well, bro, because that book wasn't pressed properly. Because it's starting to go back to where it was wrinkled, right? And that's the importance of, you just don't pop it in like a toaster and it's done. It's there's a technique to keeping that paper in that state, right? If that makes sense. Like there's a technique so it stays that way, you know. But I always say, you buy books, triple board your books to keep them flat. You know, why put them in a box where they're, you know, whether it's a short box or a long box. I always triple board all my money books. Like I'm leaving no doubt. Any kind of and Silver Age bags with Silver Age boards. You know, a lot of people like their books nice and tight. I mean, it looks good, but then at the end of the day, like if that book were to fall, you don't have any cushion. So
yeah, that's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
We
forget about that too often. So
yeah, I mean, you know, and what I do also, if I and moderns especially, like all moderns, like I'll take a polypropylene bag and just put it the comic in there loose without a board, and then bag it in a Silver Age bag and board, just so that there's no rub from the back cover onto the acid-free board, because
any transfer to the board,
any transfer, you're losing ink. You're losing ink, and you can't afford to lose ink.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's the difference between, is that a $500 book or is that a $20 book? So any way that you can protect from ink transfer is it's vital. You know, they're definitely not going to change the way they're publishing their books. You know, there's just like they throw them in a diamond box, and half of the books are like have little ticks and this and that. You know, it's like a baseball card now. If they see, and that's why this book is so tough. You see all the black border. Like I bought it from Lake because there's only like 5 9/8, and I have a stack of them. But I was like, I don't know. You know what I mean? So any little white, if they see, it's like they're automatic. It's got white 9.6. Like, I mean, that's the standard now. They see any white on a book that is black border, it's a 9.6. I mean, it's over 9.6 and below. Like it loses any chance of a 9.8 if they see any white on the corners.
Well, you'll notice, like with us, with Jonathan and I, that's been a conscious thing for us too. Like we don't do a lot of black books.
Yeah.
For that exact reason. We want our customers to be happy with the product they get, and you get a little anything on a black covered spine, it don't look good. And we end up getting rid of, when we do black books, we get rid of a lot of books because we're just like, our customers aren't going to be happy with this.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, that's why I feel like any book that's like truly black and has a 9.8, it should be a little worth a little bit more. I mean, just because of how hard it is, like to get that 9.8 grade.
Yeah.
And they're crucifying people, man. I'm hearing stories of like, and I could tell you a couple of stories of what they're doing at CGC. I mean, and it's it's wrong what they're doing, you know. So they're just they've got an agenda, you know. Let me tell you, Ultimate Fallout 4, like, good luck in getting 9.8s, bro, because they're very conscious of ASM 300 and Spawn, and they don't like to hear that there's a whole shitload of 9.8s.
Joe, tell them about the one that we looked at that I had, that 9, and you were saying you could tell it was a pre-COVID.
Correct. Oh yeah, because like Nate has a UF4 Jurjevic, and that's the I'm looking. He said, "What do you think of this?" And I'm looking for books that have meat on the bone where I can do something to improve somebody's grade. So I'm examining the 9. That fucking 9 looks like a 7.5. You know, I've pressed UF4s like the last 3 or 4 years. Just I cannot tell you the amount of UF4s I've pressed. I looked at that. That's a 7.5, easy, right? And so I brought that to Nate's attention. I said, when was this graded? And it's like 2018, 2019, something like that, right? That's pre-COVID. The minute COVID came, like, then everybody was like, all the attention was on the outlier UF4, and then it became a problem, right? Because then now it's a business, right? And you don't, I mean, like, I love Matt Nelson. He's a genius, you know. The guy can spot restoration from a mile away, but at the end of the day, there's other powers involved, right? And like, let's face it, Ultimate Fallout is the outlier the hobby needs to keep this going. Hey, look, there's a book that's a modern book that came out not too long ago, and it's already a $50,000 book.
Yeah.
That's what this hobby brings. And without CGC, that book doesn't sell for that amount of money. So they want to be able to keep that, right? It doesn't make any sense for 9.8, 9.8, 9.8, 9.8, 9.8. It doesn't make any sense because then you just flood the census. And that's our opinion with ASM 300 and Spawn. There's so many graded. There's so many 9.8s, right? We almost devalue it. So in order to keep UF4 at a premium, it's almost like, man, that book has got to be fucking perfect. It's got to be fucking perfect, you know. And so,
you know, the one interesting thing that I don't think really gets brought up is that with all the pressing that happens now, you know, like Joe, I don't know how many like CGC labels, the original, the first, you know, after you cracked them, like you're sitting on, you know, those don't go back to CGC. I can't imagine how many are out there and how inflated the census number is on some of these books, because they don't know to pull back on 9.4s and 9.6s because these books are now 9.8s. And like, it would be great if there was some way to kind of help correct that and make it like a truer number. But
like I told Nate, I've got a stack of slips, right? Of slab slips, right? Yep. That's what, you know, I call them or whatever. But like, if they want them back, I'll charge them $10.
Yep.
And we can fix the census. If CGC gave us a discount and we sent in just to keep the census correct, you've got to give me some kind of a discount. Like, and I you know, and this is a fair argument. You know, next time we have Matt, not only should we get a discount, think of all the plastic you have kept. Think of all the beautiful Mylars you have kept. Think about the what do you call it? The
top loaders and shit.
The top loaders. I always send stuff in the black. What is it? The black, not the binder or whatever. What do you call them?
Store folios?
The star folios. Like I've sent so many, like, and you keep that.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you know, at the end of the day, it's just like you've got to like incentivize people for still using your service, and it doesn't seem like there's any incentivizing going on, and they just keep raising their prices. And I get it, but like in the customer service business, you've got to do something to appeal to the consumer. Now, you know, I get the signings and all that you bring the artist in and they sign, and you know, that's nice, but like that's also at a premium.
I'm about to say, but you pay for that.
Absolutely.
I mean, no question.
If there's a slab that's cracked, it shouldn't cost $20 just to send it right back in and put a new slab with all the plastic you have kept from all these collectors. Because all you do is recycle it and make these slabs. That's all you do. You can't say you don't recycle. You don't get a hefty bag and throw it out with the trash. You don't do that. It's plastic. That's currency for what you guys are doing, right? So you've got to find a way to incentivize the customer to keep using your service. And I cannot stress enough, like, you are not differentiating yourself from CBCS, because in my opinion, the new slabs from CBCS, although they don't carry the weight of a CGC online, the newer slabs are beautiful. And they are like, it's a bitch to crack those open. It is a bitch. And I told myself, man, I would want my book in something like this, that it's taking me an extra 5 minutes to open this slab up. Like this slab right here, I can open it with one hand. I can just put my hand right here, go to the top, feel for that, and just break it open. Like CBCS's slab, you can't do that, bro. You need some tools. You know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, man.
I wish shout out to Josh, our boy Josh. Speaking of Josh, you brought him up earlier. He is out in Disney World.
Disney World.
Yeah,
is he still there?
Yeah, he's having a good
man,
time.
He's a 2-week pass.
Hey, he's a famous quarterback.
Well,
and an international comic guy.
When he gets back, I want him to explain, because I don't understand it, this whole thing that's going on with these Disney cards. Now, we've talked about them before, but what I don't understand is it feels like there's different manufacturers of these Disney 100 Years of Wonder card. There's Weiss Shorts. There's the Krakowa or something like that makes them also. And I can't find much information about like where they come from, how to get them, but I really love the Steamboat Willie cards. I think the whole idea of Steamboat Willie in that first cartoon is just crazy history. And this was recently pulled out of those, and I guess it's a super rare card. They're selling for $8,000 and above, but just a beautiful looking card right there. But I don't know much about the difference of the Weiss Schwartz Disney 100 Years of Wonder, and then there's also the I guess they're called, let me see here.
Was that a store like Weiss Schwartz, or am I thinking of FEO Schwartz toy store?
I think you're thinking of FAO Schwartz, but you could be right. It could be a store. You know what I mean? But here's the other set. They're called Kakawa. Same cards, and here you can see Kakawao, and they're Japanese, I guess. But are they the same exact cards, or are they? I don't understand them. They're beautiful. I love the way they look, but I want to find out more on like, is it different companies making the same set? You know, whatever it is. But man, these Disney cards are beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous. We showed the Zodiac, the Chinese Zodiac ones last week, where they pulled the tiger and stuff. But man, look how cool these cards are. Let's take a look here.
Oh my goodness! Jay! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! We did it!
I love how they have the rounded corners. Like that's going to help a ton, with getting better grades on cards. And do you think they could do rounded corners on cards for sports cards and get away with it?
I don't think so.
Neither do I. Neither do I.
Eric Hurd has a question. He goes, Hood, why do you think a lot of people consider, I guess that's hydrogen peroxide a chemical and H2O water not a chemical? They are both the same except for two atoms. Well, my take on that is that paper is naturally made with water, right? So if you're adding water to the book through humidification, you're basically like giving it life. It's almost like a plant, if that makes sense. Now, I do know people that have experimented with the hydrogen peroxide. Some people have gotten away with it, and other people like haven't, because there's an odor that is it smells of chemical, right? And if it smells of chemical, right, like, I don't know if he shit his pants, but he smells like he shit his pants, right? Like that. If that answers your question. Now, like, if I do know that hydrogen peroxide can get some staining gone, but I wouldn't be like on somebody else's books. I wouldn't be confident in cleaning a book with hydrogen peroxide, taking somebody's money, and then that book come back a purple label. Like, like I'm on social media, I'm on YouTube, I'm on, like, that's the last thing I would want is to screw somebody, because at the end of the day, I mean, all I have is my reputation. That's it. Now, what other people do, that's on them. That's their business, and I'm not gonna hate on anybody if they're using and they're successfully cleaning books or using a certain type of press. I have enough people to press for, to worry about what's going on out there. Like there's plenty of people to take care of. You know what I mean? So that's why I don't, get in any kind of battle and talking shit about this presser or that, because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. And then then it's personal, right? This is a love of the hobby. I enjoy like making books look better for the people that send them to me. And I love the oohs and ahs. And I don't rape people charging them $25-$30 to press a book. I'm not going to do that, because like, I want people to say, man, I get quality work for a low price. And that's why I've never done a website, because I feel like I would lose that intimacy. Like, I like being able to call them up. Hey man, you want to FaceTime me? I'll tell you what's going on with this book, and it's like, I feel like if I had a website, then I would kind of, it would
lose that intimacy.
Yeah. It just wouldn't feel the same, and it's almost like, because I was contemplating it with my barber, and he goes, look at it this way, Joe. He goes, you don't have customers, you have clients, and you have return clients. That's what I have. And and he's very successful, right? He does a lot of stuff with the wall and everything, and does shows and stuff. So, he said, just look at it this way. You have a select group of clients, and they're return clients, and they're trusted, and you're trusted. That's a relationship that can go on for 10, 15 years, right? If I try and like make a website, I'm going to get all these submissions of just, and truly, you don't know what people's intent are. They could send you a book to play games, and it's like, oh man, Red Hood ruined my book. And, and it's just like, you want to be able to have clients that you can trust as well. So, it's, my thing is like, I've got enough clients to take care of. That's why I never talk shit about anybody and talk shit about their game. For me, I don't, put hydrogen peroxide on books or do the bled or whatever. I've heard that it does work, but for me, like, I won't. If I need to do that, then I'm in the like. I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? That I just don't want to do it.
Yeah, that's a sign
Does
of
that
a good presser.
like can do I think I could? Yeah, if I practiced and you know, like, but God, that would just be an ugly feeling if shit came back a purple label. Like, I would want no part of that. I was just like, fuck. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have done it. You know, like, why do it? Like, I've you know, I've been pretty successful and I've made a lot of people a lot of money. I can promise you that. You know.
Oh yeah.
And I'm charging $13 to press a book, you know, and they send me a book that's $200 in the condition it's in, and now it's a $800 book. And you're bitching that, man, $13. It sounds like a lot. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck you, bro. Like, you fucked yourself, bro. Like, and your mom. You know what I mean? Those people I cut off, and it's like, you know what? We're done. We're done.
Good.
You're gonna be crying.
That's the best way to do it, and it's hard for us to learn that in life, that sometimes you just got to cut off those people that, you know, on mistake one, and it's just the way it is, you know.
Well, it's all mental, because the minute you put a whole number, it sounds more expensive than you throw like a $7.99, $8.99. It's all mental, right? It's like $13. Wow, that sounds like $1 million. You know what I mean? So I think that's what people just you know, get freaked out by. It's like, bro, I'm gonna make you some money, trust me. You know. So
yeah. Well, hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, man. All right.
I don't know if that's the answer Eric wanted. I love Eric. Shout out Eric Hurd. He's a great artist, and he said, I think CGC is just picking and choosing. To me, it would be like if they used a kneaded eraser, and that's okay, but a gum eraser is out of bounds. Some tools are different or compact. So I don't use erasers anymore. Like, when I first started pressing, like, I thought, man, I've got this I've tried every fucking eraser out there known to man. Stuff from ordered from overseas, bro. Let me tell you, the minute you start doing that, you start taking off layers of the book.
It gets fuzzy. It gets fuzzy.
Now I could tell you what I do, but then I'm giving away my secrets. But I will tell you, like, erasers, they're going to leave a streak, no matter what. Like, I don't care how lightly you do it. It's going to be seen because of the lighting that they use. Like, and that's the best I can divulge. Now, you could call me and we could negotiate a price, and I'll tell you some secrets or whatever. But no, but erasers are like, I totally get what you're saying. It seems like they're picking and choosing. I don't think that's what it is. I think that in the hasteliness, right? If that's a word, that some things are missed and some things are caught. And when hey, look, Matt, look what I found. Like, this guy's trying to fucking restore this book right here. And he goes, dude, we don't have time for that. Just give it a grade and let's move on. I guarantee that's probably part of the problem too, is that you got the mindset of a grader. They're not interested in what is good about your book. They are interested in what is bad about your book. They are looking for defects. They're not going to look at the book. Wow, that's a beautiful book. Fuck no. They go, let me see what's wrong with this. And so you have to train yourself to think like them and say, what is wrong with my books? And the minute you start looking at your books like that and just picking it apart, especially when you like New Comic Book Day, and when you're choosing a book, let me tell you, I know it's a hot title, but none of the copies are anywhere near a 9.8 candidate. Like, I'm not picking it up.
Yep.
And that's just me, because like the comics are already almost $6 a book. They're already almost $6 a book. So if you're going to buy a comic at full retail, like, you better make sure it's fucking mint. And mint, I'm saying anywhere not. I take that back. Near mint, right? 9698, right? If you can't get a 9698 off of a brand new rack on New Comic Book Day, bro, walk away. Order it. Order it online from a trusted seller. But like that's a thing, because too many people, like, they're buying New Comic Book Day and they trust somebody to bag their own shit and stuff like that. They, like, at LCS, a lot of people don't care. They're just trying to bag comics, right? They don't know what, you don't know what you take the comic out in the back, it's got a little paper slit and on binary little tears and stuff like that. Like, you're trusting somebody else to bag your comic on New Comic Book Day and you go home dissatisfied. I mean, if I'm paying that much for a brand new book, I mean, I'm going to be very selective, and it's going to be like OCD. Like, ask Aaron. I mean, we went hunting or whatever and digging. Like, I saw some books that I wanted to take, but the condition, like, not even if I pressed it, would validate. I mean, would justify the price they had on the cover. So, absorbing sponge is the best for dry cleaning. Ah, man, these guys.
Just let it go, Red Hood. Just let it go.
I can tell you. Okay, so who's that? D'Artagnan Biggs?
Yeah.
Okay, so yes and no, and I'll give you some cornbread. Okay, so the sponges are best used for the inside of the book, not the outside of the book, right? Those sponges were designed to, number one, get soot off of, like, if there was a fire, that's how it was found, right? There was a fire, there was some expensive art found, and they needed a way of cleaning the art. So they had this sponge, and it was able to remove soot off of this art. So that's how it became a thing. Your best result is take the sponge and chop it up in little pieces, and that would be your eraser for inside the book, for lightening a brown book to off-white. You're not going to get it from brown to white, but you will, like, lighten the tone, because page quality is important just as much as it's almost like like if you've got a ASM 300 and it's a 9.8, but it's got off-white pages, is it really a 9.8?
Great point.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So page quality is important.
Yeah.
It's almost like PSA or BGS, where they have a 10 and something else is graded in a 9.5. I mean, that's, like, to me, a 9.8 with off-white pages is not a 9.8 for the modern era, right? Silver Age is a different story because certain things are allowed.
They're probably using different pulp or different material.
Absolutely. So you have to be a little more generous and understanding as far as just time. Time. What time does to paper if it's not stored properly or kept in a cool, like 68 degrees would be optimal. Like, if you're going to store your books, like 68, I keep my shit at 68, man. I'm like paranoid and dark.
Yeah.
No sunlight.
Yeah. That's the type of shit that you learn when you listen to Red Hood. That's what I'm talking about, baby. The Wizard of Pressers. Spitting knowledge, a.k.a. Red Hood. Shout out to everybody that's watching tonight. Thanks for hanging out. 101 live.
No, I appreciate it, Brian. Just coming on, just giving, some, like...
That's why we love you, bro.
People are trying to clean their own books, man, and it's a grind, not everybody has, like, extra money to throw around to press. I can tell you that, like, the best way you store your books and when you go and buy your books is you give yourself a better chance of getting better grades.
Like, the best way to avoid an STD is
absolute protection, man.
Protection always, right? No, I've had success using, like, even with erasers, right? But I've used them selectively. We had do you guys remember the 1 in 50s and 1 in 100s that they did for what's that image book we did? Scumbag. They were printed on cardstock, white covers.
Cardstock.
The back covers were blue, so all of them had color rub because there's
See,
like
now that's a difference though.
Cardstock,
that's different.
With cardstock, it was the one. It's one of those very specific instances, and the reason that Red Hood is a good presser is he knows in multiple different instances, like, okay, in this instance, this is what I should do. In that instance, this is what I should do. So people trying to get into pressing, they have to realize that there's like, it's not the same with every book. Ages are different. When the years the covers were printed or the pages were printed, they use different paper stock. They use different cover stock. Everything is different, and that's all trial and error or great advanced studying, right? And that gets you to where you can do some of this stuff. But I would never be comfortable enough to press a book. I own what is considered the pressing Bible, and I've read it several times. I've talked about wanting to press my own shit. The problem is anytime something comes up that I want to press, it's big enough of a deal that I don't want to handle it. I'd rather send it to somebody that I can trust and know I'm going to get, that's got years of experience, that's doing the shit. It's just not something I can't dedicate the time to learning the craft. But there's plenty of people out there that have dedicated that time and have done a really good job with it. We've sent multiple books to Redhood, and we've got amazing results. Amazing results. So, dude, our fucking Werewolf by Nights, holy shit!
Did you guys see that 9/8 Iron Man? We showed it on Thorough Show, and the back cover was off-centered, almost like a baseball card, right? It's a beautiful 9/8, right? So you look at the back, and it's off-centered. So I get out this book from CGC, right, of what constitutes a 9/8. They say absolutely, like, the centering is basically vital in order for that book to contend for a 9/8. And clearly the back cover, it's a miscut, like it's not centered at all. So then I went old school, and I have my Overstreet. This is from 1993, the grading Bible right here.
Yeah.
And it even comes with and you can still find them out there. It comes with a owl card. You remember that, Brian?
Yeah.
Where you can see page quality.
Yep.
Right. There's not many of these out there, but this is a easy way to tell if your book has white, off-white, brown, or tan pages, right? But you go into the same thing as far as what constitutes a 9/8, and centering is vital. So you look at that 9/8 Iron Man, and I'm like, so I got these two, and then I went and got my other Overstreet, and I go to what constitutes a 9/8. And it's literally copied from into this. Like, I'm reading the same goddamn thing about centering. And I'm like, that's the shit that pisses off collectors. When and that wasn't so much a trick question, Brian, when we had Matt Nelson on, but I asked him, was there ever a time that you've looked at a book and that book presented in such a way that, based on your guidelines, that book is a 9/2, but because it presented in such a way, it just implored you to give it like a 9/4 or a 9/6? You remember that?
Like a PCH with super bright fucking colors.
Absolutely. So, but then put that in the book. What would trump a defect? Like, what about your book would trump a defect, right? So if you see, man, there's no way this is this has got to be a 9/6 because it's got these spine ticks, and I got another book that is a 9/6, has the same spine ticks. What about that book presented in such a way that it got that grade? Now that to me is a great grader's note, right? Based on books, all the books that we have graded before, the brightness, the reflectivity of the book presented in such a way we hadn't seen before, and it almost looked like a file copy, if you will. That's what collecting. That's what a third party grading service should provide. Some transparency, because right now I bought your book. I see a book that's a 9.8 that is an Iron Man #1 from 1969 or 68 or whatever. I see that, and that's a money book. You're talking about $500K for that book, right? And the back of it clearly is off cut. Like if Beckett or PSA was grading that, it would be a 7, just based on the cut. You know what I mean? So what are we doing here? Either have some transparency and tell me why. We know the back cover is off cut, but here are 5 reasons why it was trumped. The page quality was at a
premium.
It was vibrant.
Yeah.
It was a snowflake white. The pages, all the corners on every single fucking page, you would cut your fingers on it. It was that sharp.
You'd almost need like the BGS for cards. We have the subgrades for like a CGC book.
Absolutely, because if you're going to be grading like that, then put fucking subgrades, right? So those are the things that irritate people. It's like they think they are trying to understand what, and they want to leave it ambiguous because they want you to open it up and send it back. So they leave it ambiguous, like, oh well, you know. And that's the frustrating part. We need a guy like a Steve Borak back in this hobby that you remember when CGC first started. Very transparent. What was it, Bryan? Like 2003, 4. Like you would jump in on the CGC forums and answer questions and things like that. You don't get that anymore. Now, we have had Matt in there, but it's like, you're afraid to ask a question because you don't want to damage any kind of relationship. But there are questions there that would get him upset that I have. Only because it's not an I got you. It's like, I want you to be forced to have to be more transparent if you're going to continue to have my business or other people's business. You know, I love the little vignettes that he has, little videos of how they grade books. They're like 10 on, but there needs to be more of that. There needs to be more of that. And Matt, if you're listening, I love you, dude. Like, but I want to see more of that, you know, because you're raising your prices. Well, I get it. But like, dude, like add some more, add some stuff that would make me, you know, kind of say, okay, I'm trusting you. I like the product and you are improving some things. At least give us some highlights. Where do you see a slab a year from now? Is it still going to look like the same slab? Are we going to have some different labels? At least, you know, so that's why the community gets a little frustrated, because it seems like, okay, we're getting the same kind of slab, but it's not improving, but you're raising my prices. And like, I just renewed my membership with you and now you're raising the prices. When I renewed a month ago, you didn't tell me you were going to raise these prices, because I had known that. If I'd known that, I would have gone to CBCS. So it's just that lack of transparency.
Yeah.
Right. Like if I go to submit to renew, alert, prices will be going up next month. Like, you know, buyer beware, you know? So,
you know, I reached out to Matt about getting him on to talk about the price increase. He was just too busy. He wasn't able to come on, but he said he's willing to come on as soon as, you know, he can. So when we need to start thinking, I need you guys to start thinking. Everybody out there, start thinking of questions that you want to ask Matt, because he's going to be coming on soon, and have those questions ready to give to me as soon as he's on, so we can ask him those questions. I mean, of course, we're going to have Hood on and all those other people that are knowledgeable on this, But that being said, I want questions from the people who aren't on the show to ask him those questions. So.
No, I was going to tell James, were you on that show with us the other day when Bryan put up the record albums that were being graded? That's differentiation, because they'll grade your album without encasing it.
Yep.
Right? So maybe people still want to be able to open up their book and have a raw grade. Like, that's differentiation. And not everybody wants a slab. Offer that service. Grade it and put a sticker on there.
There's a huge anti-slab community out there, and
absolutely.
And
why
I
wouldn't
think
you tailor? Why wouldn't you tailor to them? Right.
I think it's based off of. I will say this. I think it's based off of ignorance in collecting. Right. I think that there's. Well, I wouldn't even say ignorance. I think it's different. People just collect different. I slab books. Most of my comic buys are based solely on the cover art, not the contents of the book. So for me, slabbing a book makes perfect sense, right? Because I get to preserve it and I can look at that cover art for forever, right? I don't have to read the fucking book. If I want to read the book, I've got the Marvel's online account. I can read the damn book.
Mm-hmm.
I'll read it digital. I don't have to read a $400 copy of a book. But I buy my books based on the cover art, because I grew up in an artistic household. My dad was an artist, also a writer, but I read a lot of comics, read a ton of comics, but I buy my shit based solely on the cover art. Like, my PC is 100% cover art only.
Oh, I don't blame you.
So for someone like me, slabbing shit makes sense. Now, if you're a purist reader, and comics are meant to be read, then yeah, slabbing's not for you. What's weird to me is that there's this animosity between the two, when there doesn't need to be. Like, you collect what you like, how you like. Who gives a shit?
Right, because I collect comics. I'm not going to tell a card collector, "Oh, that's stupid. You should be collecting comics." Yeah. That's what makes our hobby so good. Is there's so many different little silos that you could go in. Right, artists, writers, slabs, no slabs, you name it. Collecting obscure last issues of of like G.I. Joe or Transformers. This is the last issue. I got every last issue of books nobody even knew there was a last issue. You know?
But it's the same with music, right? If you want to own a copy of a record to display it, and you want a hard case barrier to protect it, that's cool. If you are collecting for that appeal, chances are you probably own a couple.
Right.
So you got one to listen to, one to hang on the wall on a slab, and you're good to go. And I get with obscure books and obscure albums and obscure video games and whatever, because somewhere there's people out there doing the same shit with video games.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you putting these in fucking boxes when you can throw them in your NES and play them?
Right.
That's a great
there's purists out
point,
there. There's
that's
got to
a
be
big point in the video game collecting world.
So I mean, it covers all aspects of everything. The only time we don't talk about stuff like this is fine art, right? Because fine art's meant to be looked at. That's all it is. Because there's no content to it. You don't open a fine art painting and there's 18 more fucking pages of story and content, right? But in what we collect and what we love, there is, and it makes it a different medium. But we have access to that medium in multiple different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Online, digital, go buy reprints. Tell me, okay, every iconic book that has come out in the last 80 years has a fucking reprint now. Slab your 181 and read the fucking reprint from 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what you want. If you want to touch and feel and smell the paper, I totally get it. Don't slab it, right? But that there's a narrowing that's happened to that but the animosity is just fucking weird. Like the whole, you get on the CGC forums even, and there's people on there hating on, like, why are you
So,
what do they call them? Comic coffins. That's the comic term, comic coffins. Why are you putting them in comic coffins?
well, that being said, my
CBCS.
Yeah, my OG, one of my OGs is my boy Jesse James Comics. I value his advice and the convos I have with him immensely. And one of the things that he brought up with me recently was talking about the fact that CBCS is doing this weird thing where they're non-slab grades. And they put on here, that it was graded by CBCS, and here's the grade. And there is a sticker on the back that says, okay, if this sticker is removed, the grade is no longer valid. And that brings up just a whole new, ridiculousness, right?
Right, because then it's a slab.
Yeah, exactly.
They've been doing that for a while, though. This isn't a new thing. Yeah. And it's cool. I dig the concept behind it.
Yeah.
I like the idea. It reminds me, I can't remember the grading or the service for cards, but there's a machine that you can go to some card shops that they have.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll give you it'll scan your card and basically give you an output as what the card would grade at. And there's a sticker in a package to put it in. So you have an idea. But I like that. I think that's a good idea.
But I see what you're saying, Brian. It's like, you don't want to put it in a slab, so it's a non-slab grade, but basically you've made it a slab by putting the stickers on the back.
Like you open it, it's not valid. So
anybody can do this.
It's a flexible slab.
Me or you could do this. Could say that it's graded a 7.0 and throw a sticker on it. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
I know some people that are amazing at raw grading books. Amazing. Like have 99% fucking hit ratios on raw grading books.
Let me ask you, on the CBCS, kind of like PSA, do they have an app so it scans that barcode and it comes up to validate that sticker actually is from CBCS?
I think so, yeah.
Because if it has that gets
yeah, I'm pretty sure
that's how it should be.
What up, Yi?
Oh man, look who's here.
Yeah, just got back from playing that show. So
how'd it go?
It actually went really good. So some guy approached us to do an interview for some website, I guess.
Very cool.
Trekker Magazine Monthly.
Yeah, right. Did you have to pull down your pants this time, bro?
No, large Marge sent you.
I was outside smoking a cigarette. He walks up to me. He's like, hey, do you want to do an interview? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then he was like, oh, I'm with Excel interview, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, talk to someone else in my band, because I was like, I've barely been in here, so I was like, I don't know any of the history. So that's someone else.
That's cool. Maybe to get you some more gigs, man. That'd be badass.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that shit's always cool. So, all right, you guys, you showed up right for the ending of the show. Congratulations.
Ending? What are you
it's a
talking
short show.
about?
Short show
I'm
tonight.
never off on a Sunday, dude. I'm starting my vacation. How many people we got watching right now?
107.
Bro, we're staying on. We're staying on.
I'll tell you what, you guys are more than welcome to stay on as long as you want. But
we could do an after show in the Discord.
That's what I was just gonna say. We can do an after show for anybody that wants, to hang out. Come hang out with us in Discord with all these guys, and bullshit after the show. I gotta go. My freaking mouth is killing me, so I'm gonna.
You guys can check out all my new gray hairs in my beard.
Yeah, look at that.
Show that off in the Discord. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Because, dude, I shit you not. I didn't have a quarter of these until Jonathan fucking landed in Boston. It was the weirdest fucking thing. Weird.
Where are you guys at right now?
We're at our hotel in Boston. Yeah.
You're in Boston. Oh shit.
What part of Boston? What part of Boston you stay in?
We're in central Boston. Yeah.
You're in South.
We spent a lot of time. We've spent most of our free time has been spent in North Boston. We found a bad. Okay, Jonathan found, not we, because we have a tradition when we credit where credit's due. When we go to cons, we both are cigar lovers. We go find a nice cigar shop. We get a couple of cigars, right?
I learned that in Charlotte. That's
yeah.
true.
Yeah. I took so Nate, similar to what we went to, but less like high school type vibes, right? We found, or Jonathan found a spot, so we went there just to buy cigars, and we walk in and we're like, oh, it's a smoking lounge. So what it is it was a 1920s speakeasy that when it was finally shut off to like, you cannot serve alcohol anymore, they kept a license for tobacco. So it is the only bar in all of Boston that you can still smoke in.
Wow.
So
You go there and they have a humidor, really good cigars, like not a huge selection, but like really premium, like decent cigars. And you go there and you can get yourself a bourbon or whatever, and you can buy a really nice cigar and you sit down and it's a 1920 speakeasy. I've got some great photos. We're going to post them on Instagram after the con. Some great photos of us just hanging out. We've been there twice now. We're going to go there again tomorrow night. I think we're going to drag Glenn Fabry with us. He almost came with us the other night. His wife said she was too tired and was worried he wasn't going to get back to the hotel if he came drinking with us. So apparently our reputation precedes us.
Smart lady.
Hey, do me one favor tomorrow.
I don't think you're going to make it back to the hotel. So, but
James, do me one favor.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, there's a place called the Liberty Hotel. It's on the north end.
Yeah. That's where we spent all our time, is the north end. Yeah.
So the Liberty Hotel, it used to be a prison. And now it's a hotel. It's actually connected to Mass General, so a lot of famous people get their surgery done because there's connections between the hospital and the prison down. There's all the places, all the bars in the hotel are called like the Yard, the Alibi, and you're in prison cells. It's a very, very cool spot.
Dude, that sounds really fucking dope.
It's a great spot.
Message me that.
I will.
Yeah.
Hey, is DeCall at that show?
Yeah, DeCall's here. We're gonna try and Jonathan's gonna fucking hang the balls to go get DeCall to sign one of our gun honeys.
Damn.
Oh, that's cool.
Double sign Lobos and DeCall.
You got to get one with the with his street tag.
Yeah, see, I'd love to have the street tag on that, man. This is like my favorite DeCall book, man. So
hey, real quick, Bryan,
so
can we drop some fucking advertising?
Of course you can, brother. Like always.
So we dropped one of, we love in the industry. There's people that are not, shit gets weird. People get competitive. There's one person that's always had the sweetest conversation I've ever had with Ant over at Bird City. Was he told us there were some people he'd worked with before, and he's like, I like these guys. I've worked with them in the past. And he goes, but he's like, I've never met somebody that I want to grow my business alongside. I want to see somebody else be successful. He's like, it always feels like in this industry, you're always competing against everybody. And he's like, until I met you and Jonathan. And we always took that to heart. And so recently he came to us with this Something Epic cover that he did. We have huge plans in the future. You guys aren't even ready for the shit we've got running right now. Like emails out to DC and Marvel that we're going to be doing some shit that top 10 list type shit, cover of the year type shit. But yeah, we were fortunate enough that he hit us up to do this Trish Forstner Something Epic. And he also, if you scroll down, the 3D variant, we had some copies of the 3D variant that we purchased from him. They come with 3D glasses. It's actual 3D. You put on the glasses, it's 3D. It's pretty badass. So we made those available. He's actually sold out of those. We still have some left of the 3D one. But yeah, absolute amazing cover. And then on our website,
that's phenomenal, dude.
So many submissions back from CGC that our entire front page of the website is all just CGC shit. We got so many submissions back. Look at that. So many submissions back all at once that, yeah, we just littered the front page with CGC stuff for people to grab. They've been going pretty fast. There's a lot of goodies up there.
Shout out to Garrett Gunn. It was nice enough. It was nice to have Laura and Anthony hit me up before the Hot 10 the other night and jump on Nearing Nirvana with them, and Garrett was on there, and Garrett talked about the Hive crew in this photo right here and this book, and it was a lot of fun to hear about it.
Wait, okay, real quick, I'm calling him out on this. We have kept that photo alive for 2 years. We've asked him multiple times if we can do a cover with that on it, and he's like, "Nah, fuck you guys." And he let somebody else do it.
No.
And that was someone else's
book? I'm calling him out on it. He's going to send us copies. Everybody don't get too upset. He's sending us copies, but like, we love Garrett to death. We've always supported him. We will support everything that man does because he is a phenomenal writer. He's super, I don't know, man. As far as indie talent goes in writing and the moves he's making, guys, like we can't even tell you, like we're in the inner circle, so we hear shit. Like you guys are going to be hearing a lot about his properties real soon. And that's literally all I can say. But like, stock up on your Garrett Gunn shit. But
that's why I'm glad I have a bunch of these coins.
Yeah. And we've got, actually next week we bought a bunch of his back stock. We're going to be launching some Garrett Gunn mystery, not really mystery boxes, but like bundle boxes. We're going to be doing some really cool bundle boxes with them. Yeah. I mean, you won't know what you're getting, but you're going to get some really cool shit. So it'd be cool.
Awesome.
We're excited. Garrett's the goat, man. I fucking love that dude. As far as indie writing goes, man, everything he writes is entertaining. And it's all different. Everything he writes is different, but it's all entertaining. He's just good writer.
Yeah.
Did y'all already do pickups?
No, we're getting ready to do it right now. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna
hop off, boys. I've got cigars calling my name, and it's getting late here on the East Coast. So.
Oh, yeah.
Nate, I promise I will call you tomorrow and tell you my Boston story.
Okay.
It is tragic. I told Bryan already. Bryan was like crying for me. It was so fucking tragic. You're gonna bawl, dude. I swear to God, it's gonna break your goddamn heart. So
I just text you the Liberty Hotel.
Did you? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, check it out. You'll love it.
So for everybody out there, later, James. For everybody out there that doesn't know, we do have a Discord. If you guys want to check out the Discord, the link is below. And I just created an after show hangout category. So there's an after show chat right here. And then there's an after show lounge that you can jump into and set up. And that's where we're gonna start hanging out after shows and bullshitting. And that way anybody who listens live can come in there and jump in with us and hang out with us. So I suggest that you guys check that out and start hanging out with us after shows. So that's
Bryan. Are you trying to make it where Yi sleeps even less
than
he does
right?
now?
I know, right?
I don't know. Joe and I talk about it. It's like the man does not sleep, just goes.
It was funny. Like what we met up that Saturday morning. You're like, how many hours of sleep did you get last night? I was like, I don't know, maybe like 2.
Yeah.
And you're like, are you serious?
Always
like,
take the under. Always take the under.
All right, so real quick, I want to do my pickups first. I'm gonna let me see here. Actually, I'm gonna do my pickups first here. So actually, I'm gonna let you guys. I'm gonna go last. Or who wants to go first?
I only have one thing.
All right,
go ahead.
You are up, brother.
So I bought something out of the ordinary that I normally don't buy, and I bought a pair of shoes. So I ended up picking up a pair of the Day One Jaw shoes.
Nice.
So I got these at retail price, so I didn't pay some crazy scalper price. And I was like, oh, I don't know when these are going to come in. And they came in like the next day.
Are they the Grizzlies colors or just curious?
So these are just the Day One colors. So it's like pink on the bottom. It's yellow on the edging here. And then it's like a light blue on the top.
Yeah, those are sick.
And then, yeah, it has all the inscriptions on the inside in the top. So I haven't tried them on yet or anything like that, but they look really comfortable. So
I like how the swoosh kind of goes around the back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like part of the
like
where it moves and stuff like that. So and there's 12 written everywhere.
That's dope.
What's written on the inside? I mean, you can see it, but you can't make it out.
So like he did a whole phrasing like where it's like he wrote a whole letter. It starts out on one shoe and ends up on the other. So it's just basically like
It's not his plea bargain deal for.
I was about to say.
I mean, it did come with some bullets, which I thought was kind of weird. So, but yeah, but that's all I have right now. So
Not bad.
John Moran had like 47 points tonight, man.
Oh man.
Yeah. 9
right.
rebounds and something else, right?
Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
What are you doing?
Go for it, Nick.
Hey, real quick, I'm gonna do my stop cam and mute. Will we go smoke a cigar? Will you keep me on so if there's any backstage we can talk when we come back?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna stop cam and mute.
All right.
All right.
I can still see you.
Did something with your hair.
All right. Who wants to go next?
Nate said he would.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go. So actually, Lords of Brooklyn hit me up or on the chat, and he was asking if I was picking up the Super 7 Thundercats. And I mentioned I got in the Thunder Tank. I haven't shown it on the show because it is massive. And I got in the original lines, but I was doing the G.I. Joe and the Silverhawks Super 7s. But one I thought you guys might like to see is, so when Richie was on before and we were all kind of talking about the Super 7, and is it the which line is it, like recharge or reaction line? Yeah. These are the Super 7s. I know there's a lot of shine to it.
Nice.
These just came out. These are series 1 was Duke, Snake Eyes, the Cobra Bat, and Cobra Commander. And this is probably the most accurate I've ever seen comparing Snake Eyes to the original cartoon. It comes with this is kind of the back. It's almost like it's got the file card from
cool.
the original TV series. And he comes with all the stuff that you saw like back when he's was it the mass device? He's got the canister, and he's got the kind of like the laser weapons, got the jetpack that I think he had when they I think maybe, or when they were jumping out of the
plane,
the Wild Bill's helicopter, Dragonfly, Timber, bunch of different, it's even like, if you remember, like on the original TV series, you could see his hands, but that's the only part you could see, and that part's accurate. But thought it looks great. The packaging is really good. So really, I think they did a great job on these. And these are probably a little bit more than twice what the reaction, because the reaction figures are $20, which is just way, way, way too much. I want to say these were 45 or 50, somewhere around there when they initially sold these, but they look great.
Not bad.
And I'll just show one of these real quickly. If you watch Silverhawks,
wow,
they never made this version of Monstar. And this is the one when he sits in the throne, and they actually made the throne.
Look at that, dude.
And it's got all the different heads. So like you can have him where he's getting the Star of Limbo or where he's not. The original Monstar figure, you would have to squeeze his legs and this head would come up, but the body was still after he transformed. But these look phenomenal.
That's sick.
And so they've done 3 of these series. This was actually the first ones to come out were series 2. So series 1 and series 3 should be coming out.
Bro, that box is so nice. You could put some fucking cologne in there, dude.
Dude,
You know what I
it looks
mean?
like a cologne box, doesn't it? Like from the mall.
Fucking
Yeah.
Silverhawk, the musk and shit, like with some shaving cream in there, dude.
Yeah,
You know?
really. I do want to thank Hasbro for continuously just absolutely not understanding their market and pricing everything so high that no one buys it. And if you wait, it'll go on clearance. So I don't know if you guys ever watched Dungeons and Dragons. I used to love the cartoon that came out back in the 80s. There were 3 seasons, and I want to say there were like 27 episodes. They never actually did the finale, but there's someone on YouTube actually got the script and made the finale. So I always wanted the figures as a kid, but they never came out with them.
Yep.
And they finally did this year. But they were $25 a piece. And it's just way too much for like these action figures. I got them this morning at Target for $12. So again, if you wait on this Hasbro stuff, same with Star Wars, anything they're putting out right now, they actually had a sale, like a warehouse sale, not too long ago. Like if you're a premium member, you got 35% off, but everything that goes to clearance, it's half price. So just wait it out, be patient. And so I was able to get Hank, Bobby and Uni, and Venger and Dungeon Master.
Oh wow!
And if you never saw the finale that on the YouTube, Venger actually becomes Dungeon Master's son. So Diana, the acrobat, is the only one I'm missing right now.
That's cool, dude.
So, yeah. And then, real quickly, just on the G.I. Joe front. So I finished Series 2 and am working on Series 3. I love this figure. I mean, I think we all do, like growing up on G.I. Joe. You know, you love Storm Shadow, Firefly, Snake Eyes, but
top 5.
Man, I love this figure. I was watching one on eBay, and I lost an auction. Same person had this and Baroness Raw, and it went for more than I thought it would. I thought I had a pretty good bid in. This one's a 75 for the card. It's an 85 for the figure in the bubble. It's got a little crease up here and one down here, but it doesn't bleed through, and it's unpunched. So I think it really displays really well.
That's amazing, bro.
Yeah, it's okay.
That's amazing, dude.
Well, nobody's looking at any crease, bro.
I got one more thing for you. Hold on.
Oh, great! If the Firefly.
We ended up with
coolest
fucking
thing.
Wonka over here. You know what I mean?
know.
He's got all these toys.
Jeez.
Fucking awesome, dude.
So I was able to get
Oh my god,
this thing.
Nice.
And I mean, the shape is really nice. Really nice. It'll be a qualified grade for AFA. You know, it does have the crease going across. But besides that, I mean, the box is pretty strong. Like it's really clean. Like I was really happy with. There's some fraying up in this corner. You know, I think if I could get a like 75 qualified grade, I would be thrilled. But
bro, that looks.
Why
like
is it going to be qualified? Because it was open.
Yeah,
because
it's been open. That's it. It's still got everything in the original packaging, like no stickers, like everything is right in the spot. Hasn't been played with, or even it has. You can't tell. So
that's amazing, bro.
Hopefully, it comes back as a high grade. I mean, I don't know if you guys know, but like Dennis has an 85 AFA of Optimus Prime pre-rub. Whew, love to have that.
Yeah, he's got a
Dennis,
lot of
if you're
those
watching.
goodies.
What do you think that goes for? A5? What? Any last sales of that?
Well, there was a 75 that just closed at a little over 10,000, probably about 3 weeks ago.
Wow. All right, I just got a couple of things to show off.
Hey, what about me?
Oh wait, yeah, you haven't gone yet. You're up, brother.
Well, okay. Well, so I already showed it earlier, but I want to show it again because Big Leg reached out to me, and I didn't know this, dude. So on this J. Scott Campbell from the Comic-Con San Diego, right? You see how it says 1 of 100? I didn't realize that this is number 1.
Oh, wow.
Because he says, I've got
That's
number
cool.
2 of 100.
Wow.
And I just read that, and I go, bro.
Wow.
This is
bro.
pretty special, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like that's next level special. Like this motherfucker's gonna get slabbed. I'm gonna have J. Scott Campbell like sign it and like, bro, this is probably one of the nicest gifts anybody's ever given to me, dude. So
Just don't ask for a J. Scott Campbell sticker.
I know, right? I told you, right, Brian? I was bugging. I got a hold of their phone number, and I was calling them, asking them for
Stickers.
the orange J. Scott Campbell stickers so I could put them on the backs of my books. They go, we don't do that. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I don't want that many. How much for one roll? Like, they have about 250 in there of the thing, and she goes, we don't sell that. Those belong to J. Scott Campbell. And I was like, okay, well, what about the tape? What about, because do you see that? And they go, no, sir. Would you like to buy any merchandise? And I go, well, that's kind of merchandise. And it just, because I was serious. I wasn't usually I'm playing and like I make a deal of it, but like she was really fucking rude to me, man. So
yeah.
She's getting a pass just because she's under the umbrella of Campbell. You know what I mean? So she gets a pass. But it would be so nice to have some Campbell stickers that I could just put on the backs of my J. Scott Campbells, you know?
We don't do that, sir.
Yeah, but I'm going to get some made. I'm going to fabricate them.
Here you go, Jonathan. You got people wanting to sell you their collections. Hit them up.
I saw that. I'll reach out to you, Uniform, on Instagram.
So now Big Leg has broken the rules, so now I got to get him something badass.
I know. I was about to say.
You know what I mean?
One of a
But,
kind,
like,
brother. One of a kind.
Yeah, but we're tough to give each other gifts for, right? You know what I mean? Because we got what we want. You
Yes.
know, if we get something additional, it's great. It's gravy. But to find those unicorn things that we've been looking for, and to be given that's and I put
Special.
a little kind of thing. You know, the community is kind of divided a little bit, but like, you know, friendship in this game, you know, is is so valuable.
It is.
You know, and in life you only make a certain amount of friends. So like as you get older and you lose things and you lose friends or whatever, you know, keep your friends close to you, man. You know?
Yep. That's why my circle is the way it is, man. So, all right. I'm gonna show. Speaking of that, Hood, you talked about like getting those things, you know, from people out there that are those special things, and I got somebody out there that has been sending me some special things, man. And shout out to my boy Chad Cave, because
Chad, man,
I got some more. I got my rusty cunts.
Oh man, there you go.
Nice.
I got
That's
my
awesome.
I never had that one.
I got my Pete Lecoq. And I got my dick pole.
Nice.
So my Chad Cave collection is coming along nice and well. So thanks, Chad.
Those are
Appreciate
great.
you, brother. So, yeah.
We should change our names on the channel to
all
that.
that rusty cunts, and I was like, holy shit.
And if you
I've
guys
never
have
seen
seen
that.
last
Any of those.
week's episode, this is what Solo Wookie sent me. These are alien balloons that have a light in them, and the light goes off. So
That's amazing.
Dude, that's badass. Fucking have an alien party, bro.
I know, right? So there's our alien stuff. So those are my pickups. It's really good shit, man. Really good
stuff,
shit.
man.
So, all right, you guys. Make sure you guys sub up, hit that like button. We're gonna, like I said, we're gonna start having after show hangouts after the show on the Discord. So make sure you guys go jump in the Discord. There is an after show chat hangout section in there. Get familiar with it. That's where we're gonna start hanging out after show, so you guys can hang out with us and bullshit and you know, do a lot of cool stuff. So make sure you guys sign up for Discord. We'll probably start doing that after the next show. So we'll see you guys there. That being said, what do we got coming up? Let's see here. Tuesday, Comic News Weekly. Make sure you guys hang out over at Comic Man Andy's channel for that one. Wednesday night, we'll be right back here. I'm going to try and get Vinny on to come talk about the video game auction at Heritage. And, of course, Leg will be there, and any of these guys that want to hang out with us. And I just, before I go, I want to say thank you to these guys. Everybody that hangs out with me on this show are very important. And there's something to, Hood was talking earlier in the show about how hard it is to do these shows and to set up these shows and to run these shows and to do it consistently. It is tough, but it's much tougher when you're doing it by yourself. And having these guys here with me, come hang out with me on the shows that they do, is very important, and I can't say thank you enough to them. So appreciate you guys. And that being said, we'll see you guys next time. Adios.